Good afternoon, everybody. This is B from Kong's Rest. Welcome with Mrs. Kong's Rest.
Hello, good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us at Smog City Brewery.
That's right. We're in Torrance, California right now at Smog City Brewery. And they had a couple Arcade1Ups here. For folks that remember last year, this is the same location where we hosted the flash sale event, the sample sale that actually benefited the Red Cross, which was fun. And so they have some of the machines here from that event. So we're able to come back and put the Time Crisis arcade cabinet, which is the only one that I know of in North America at the moment. So if you're in the Southern California area and you have a chance to stop by, I welcome you to come by and say hello.
Get a
We're
beer.
going to be here for the next couple of hours or so. We're going to get some folks playing. I think we have some guests. Did you want to come over here and try it out? No? You're more than welcome to. That's all right. Come on in. So we already have some people that are here welcoming, trying to jump it out. So I think that's the whole point. Are you excited to get it out of your house?
Yes.
Is that the most important thing?
I asked you if you could pack up some more arcade cabs while we're getting ready this morning, and King of Last Minuteness was not able to pack up stuff. So
I was thinking about maybe moving to. Oh, this is sour. Which one is this?
that one is like Snugglebug.
Snugglebug. Sours and stouts.
Chili sour for you? Wow.
It's been a while. Woo.
Let's say hello to the folks in the chat who are here with us.
Yes. All right. Lewis Chambers says, all right, check my Facebook cams when I can. Console Fanboy is saying it's not bad. He might be trying it out a little bit later on, too. He might be present because he's local to LA. Brooklyn Menace is here. Rafi, get over here.
I know
you're local to LA. What's going on, man? EDR X Park says he's going to miss it. Wife stuff. That's kiddo. That's okay, man. So as I mentioned, this is going to be here at least until the end of September, maybe a little bit longer as well. I'm just excited to be able to share this with the community. So let me just kind of rephrase exactly what this is. So I received a free review copy of Time Crisis from the folks at Arcade1Up about a month ago or so. And it was always my vision, my dream to not just do a typical review where I would do a review on my channel and then that's pretty much it. And then you would never see the cabinet again. I could sell it. I could do whatever. I was talking originally to the folks at Arcade1Up and saying, can I put this in a public place and almost do like a launch party? So this launch party event is kind of my version of a community event where I could share the review cabinet with local folks. If you happen to be in the Southern California area, you're free to come out here. I figured this would be the best way to get more people hands-on experience with the cabinet because right now it's only on pre-order. It's not going to come out until October until you see other people get review copies of it or copies for themselves to review. But you can come here, try it out for yourself. And so that was the whole point that this was done. It was my idea. So this is why this is quote unquote the unofficial launch party from Arcade1Up. So it's not an official one through the company. I was letting them know I was doing this.
No, this is the Mrs. Kongzara said, get this shit out of my house.
Exactly. That's why. So.
Well, for folks who are able to come down here, do we have any giveaways?
So
are we giving this away?
No, it's gonna stay here. The only thing I do have to give away are a couple of those T-shirts. So last year when I was doing the event at Comic-Con and even at this year's Comic-Con, I happened to commandeer a couple of extra T-shirts. So I have.
So you yanked it from the table.
I did. I just took them because I was like, eventually, they're just gonna sit here and nobody's gonna use them. So I have 4 T-shirts to give away. And maybe I'll give away a T-shirt to the folks that are joining online too. They're all large sizes though. Unfortunately, that's the only size that I have. It's one size fits all. So we'll do a T-shirt giveaway for the folks that are in the chat a little bit later on today. But we'll be live streaming for at least the next hour, maybe 2 or so, just depending on how long people are here. I want to try to get some more folks. The brewery's open to the public, but I also wanted to ask folks to come over here and try it. This place usually gets more poppin' in the afternoon, evening time frame.
Yeah, it's a little early to be drinking, but not too early for me.
Yeah, so we might just be hanging out, just playing it, asking some folks to play it out and try it out. But let me know if you have any other dying questions about Time Crisis, because this will be it. This will be the last time I'll probably be doing a stream about Time Crisis and having it in hand, because otherwise it's out of my house. You guys are going to have to come out here yourself, or maybe ask me to come back. But otherwise, I won't be making any more content on Time Crisis. This is it. All right. A 199 super chat for Console Fanboys just seeing just because. Thanks so much. I know, right? He's saying he hasn't crashed his screen. But we need somebody that's playing it pretty soon. So Mrs. Kongzara, do you want to get in there and try it out?
Okay.
Yeah? You want to do a little bit of gameplay and test it out? People don't know your thoughts about it, Mrs. Kongzara. I mean, you should get in
That's
here.
That's a lot that I have to do.
Okay.
All right.
I'll
Let's see if I can do
you.
this. All righty.
Alright, so we're just gonna do some gameplay. Just come to us, try it out, and then maybe we can get some more people joining in a little bit too. So yeah, we're just here to have a good time, chill, drink some beers, hang out. Let me know if there's any specific kind of questions. That's what it is. All right. Very nice, very nice. All right, Kevin said, what are other one-up cabs do you have that you can talk about? This is a really cool event that you're doing. I don't have any other one-up cab. This is my first review cab I've ever gotten from Arcade1Up, so it was cool to be thought of that I was able to get one. The reason why I was able to get one was because I made a lot of content about the Time Crisis leak, and I happened to have the Time Crisis original gun, so I thought I had some good comparisons to that. So that's the reason why I was selected. And so what I heard from, and I'll just say it transparently, Don was the one, Don Dukes, asked me to do this. And he's like, when he thinks about people to receive review units, he kind of looks for people that have a certain credibility or attachment to that particular game. So if you think about all the review bandits that have gone out to people in the past in the community, the ones that I know about, Twisted Chris received the Killer Instinct cabinet because he had history of, talking that it couldn't happen or it couldn't work, and he had the real one. So he was a candidate to receive one. She-Line Gaming got a review copy for Fast and Furious because she has a Fast and Furious cabinet, so I think that makes sense. I know Cool Toy and Ralph have other experience with some of the cabs that they've gotten. So those are the people that I know that have gotten review copies of stuff. And so it kind of felt cool that I was able to be selected finally to get one. So most people, they do whatever they want with the review copies. They can sell it, they can play it, they can keep it, put it in their collection. I think I'm the first person to be dumb enough to say, hey, let's just give it away or just put it in a public place to play. So I think that's what we're doing there. All right, looks like we have somebody else who's playing the stream too. Oh, that's okay. Come back. All right. So yeah, we have a local that's here too that's playing the game. But Mrs. Congress, how do you feel about Time Crisis so far?
It is not as heavy as your. It's not as heavy as your other guns, but it still plays really well. And I think you did a mod to it, right?
I did. So the blue gun feels a little bit softer to play.
But
you can't play, yeah, but you can't play this game with it. So you gotta play point blank.
So I mean, what's nice about it is that you don't have to be right next to the cab. You can pull out the pedal. So I pulled out the pedal a little bit. In terms of, okay, we'll be playing.
Play the second game. Point blank with the blue gun. I showed you the mod just to make it a little bit easier. So hopefully you guys were able to see my review that I did yesterday. Yesterday I did a review of the cabinet that talked a little bit about the guns, which are some of the main points of the cabinet. It's like, how did they do the mechanical guns? Were they going to be able to pull it off? And so the biggest thing that I wanted to showcase was that you can modify the triggers to make it easier to pull. And I think it's a must do in case it's if you want to have performance. All right, sorry I don't have any other big shirts last night. All right, let's see what else we got here. Cat says America is in a real time crisis. Don't disagree with that. 70 inches, rent is too high. B sound is terrible. There it is. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so you didn't have awesome point blank cab. Would you have gotten this? It's a good question. I think it would have been on my potential list to buy because I really like the cabinet. But I wouldn't pay full price for it. I would have waited for a sale for it. I don't think it's worth right now the $749 price point. It's just really high. It's really expensive. It's one of the most expensive products that Arcade1Up has put out. So personally, me, I would have waited for a sale. I got my T2 cabinet when it was $400 on sale. And I think that happened like 7 months after it came out. So it just kind of depends. There's no guarantees that this cabinet's going to go on sale. But, history speaking, for every single Arcade1Up cabinet at some point has gone on sale at some point. I'm trying to think, is there any cabinet out there that hasn't gone on sale? Maybe Marvel's Capcom 2. That hasn't gone on sale yet. So I don't know. So just putting it out there that all things should go on sale, but you never know.
So I love the comment from Emmanuel, the wise guy, who said that it's an awesome idea that you're sharing it with the community. It's a wonderful hands-on experience. And then also, Angela had asked, for all the cabs that were here in Smog City, are they still holding up? They are holding up.
It's a good question. So all the cabinets are still running from a year ago. I saw Jerry D here earlier, by the way. Where's Jerry?
Right there.
Was it? Jerry, does that cabinet look familiar? So Jerry, that picture right there is a picture of Mike Tyson playing an NBA Jam cabinet in a commercial. And guess where that cabinet is? It's right there. This is the NBA Jam cabinet that Mike Tyson played. That was Jerry's cabinet. It's here at our, Smog City. And the only thing that kind of has fell off is that the bat tops and some of the dust covers have been coming off. So they asked me to replace them. So I did that for a few of those as well.
And we want to say thank you to Vessel for that $5 super chat. You've done a great job covering this product fee. Thank you for all you do. I'm super excited for this one. Had an empty spot for months waiting on it. Well, it's here.
It's here.
It's here.
You can come play it, but you'll be getting it. I think the release date, though, is still a few months away, unfortunately. I think the pre-order date is now on Shop Hippo, but it's I think it's available October 30th or something like that. So it's going to be a little bit of time before people get it. But yeah, enjoy if you're in that area. Miguel needs that Tron to drop. I know Tron went on sale a couple times. I think it was like the lowest I ever saw it was like $400. Golden Axe was never on sale. I know that was one that was hard to get on sale. Rafi says if you guys are there longer, you'll drive out of Riverside. We'll be here till early afternoon or so. So Jerry's like he knows. All right, Angela says it's good to see them still there and working. Yeah. So the other cabinets that are here, we have the NBA Jam cabinet, the Turtles. We have a fun photo booth. You're welcome to come play anything you want to. Do you want to come try the Time Crisis? Yeah. No problem. Yeah. No, it's okay. Have him come back. We're just talking to the poacher. So we have Time Crisis over here, and then over to the right, we have two cocktail cabinets, a Ms. Pac-Man black cocktail cabinet, a Mortal Kombat 2 cocktail cabinet, which I'm going to be kicking Zohar's ass in a little bit. And then an Outrun cabinet over there. So those cabinets, the Outrun and the NBA Jam, I kind of donated to this location just out of my collection because I didn't have space for it and I wanted people to be able to play them. The other cabinets were left over from the Red Cross sale from last year. So that's how this place got some. And I think Big Blue is at one of their other locations too. So, I mean, it's kind of nice to just have a brewery where you can casually play stuff. They've been able to survive a public place. I think the Simpsons one was the only one that actually had issues with it. I think there was a spilled beer in the controller area and it fried the encoder. So I had to order a replacement panel for that one. So that's the only one that had an issue. Punch Zohar live on stream and start a barcade brawl. I'll have Mrs. Kongdoris punch him. All right. All right. Hello. Tony C says, B, when are you going to get an Afterburner cockback like Ralph? He's winning. He might be winning in arcades, but I think I'm winning, enjoying life, and I'm sure he is too. So everybody's winning. Cat says B pays $10,000 in electricity. Has our electric bill been up since we got pinballs and all that other stuff? No.
Yes.
The answer is no.
The answer is yes.
The answer
Mrs.
is no.
Kongdoris pays for it.
She does pay the bills. Unfortunately, you guys are in the wrong coast. Come to Florida sometime. I'd love to meet you all. Hey, maybe you can randomly visit the Miami office because I heard they used to let people just walk into their office if you're close by. All right. Gideon says cocktails never go on sale. Yeah, that's true. I think there was a bunch of cocktails on sale last year at the Red Cross charity event stream. So that was kind of cool. But other than that, I really haven't seen cocktails go on sale. I put a black t-shirt on. Conflict is slim in color.
It is
Slimming. All right. Tony says, what are you getting? Oh, yeah. We already did that, right?
Yeah, we already did that.
All right. Thanks for all the videos on Time Crisis. Lower man, what's up, man? Because of you plan on getting one. That's awesome. Hope you can try it out. You'd love to play Zohar at MK. All right, you pre-ordered Time Crisis. It ships October 30th. Okay, so you were saying it felt good? It felt all right?
Yes, it felt good.
So the original plan was I posted this pretty late. I think like yesterday sometime, and Arcade1Up Official also posted that it was going to be here at this point in time. So I wasn't expecting a ton of people to be here. They're regular patrons. There might be some people here that I can gather to come play and test it out. But I was hoping we can get some folks to try it and just get their opinion. I think that's one of the things I want to do. What do you think people will say about it once they get their hands on it?
That it feels clicky.
Clicky?
Yeah, so that's a nice thing about it because like T2 doesn't have that. Well, no, it has like that weird plastic. Like I mean, for this one, like the pedal's not as heavy as like your super expensive pedals that I heard was $600.
Yes.
But I do like the fact
the pedals were $600. They were $300. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Well, for me, I'm a small little Asian woman, so without the I I guess the riser and stuff like that. It's perfect for my size. I'm curious to see like if somebody's taller, do you have to like aim down,
Well,
up?
that's the other thing. Some people were saying that since the screen is lower, it's like too low for tall people. You have to shoot down.
The
But
little Asian persons can play it.
So yeah, it's good for smaller folks, I would say. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. Well, we can have some taller person play, like this person right here. Go ahead and play it.
Okay. All right. I think we got somebody that's going to be playing it. There it is. All right. So Brooklyn Menace. All right. So we do have somebody that's going to be playing it a little bit, but he's eating his food right now. Brooklyn Menace was going to be in California next week, but he's going to stay home. Hopefully you can come out sometime. Sir Sega saying his power bill was $690. Look at that. Look at this clown over here. That's how you play Time Crisis. You can do any of that stuff. All right, let's see if we can get some second camera action going on here. All right, so quit poking around. Do some real gameplay for the folks.
You know what? It actually, do I have my mic?
Yeah. Tell people how you feel like.
This actually feels not that bad. I wanted to hate on it really badly. That's why I came to bash it, but it's not bad. I like the weight. This feels really good.
Give everybody your honest opinion about it. You're probably like one of the few folks in the community that people know.
I wanted to
Don't
hate it.
chill. Tell
I'm
everybody
saying.
your actual real opinion about
Okay, fine. I came here. I wanted to hate it. Where's my camera? Is this my camera? There's like 5 cameras. No. Don't zoom up.
Yeah.
This feels, I could feel the weight. Like, I don't know why it feels good, but it feels good. I'm not going to lie. I wanted to come here and bash the living, you know what, out of it. But I like this. I can't explain it. I would skin this whole thing to be point blank because I've been playing point blank for like the past 15 minutes. And you have to shoot like this. You got to do it. Forget this. Just do this. Anyway, that's all.
All right. The manual recoil, though, like, are you getting tired playing it back? It's hard to explain to people without them experiencing it, right? Like, before you came here, did you expect it to feel that way?
I thought it was gonna feel cheap. Yeah. I really did. It doesn't feel cheap at all. I could feel it vibrating. I could feel it. It's not that bad. I thought it was gonna be much worse. It's not that bad. I want to lie and say I hate it, but I can't lie. It's not that bad. But I'm not paying $800 for this. Come on, not $800. $499. Okay, here, done. I only did this. I don't want to. I don't want to.
That's all right. All right. You don't have to. It's up to you.
Told me to come on.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Get your FAT ass on this.
All right. That's what says. You guys are all gussied up, looking great for today, except for Zohar. He never looked so good. Loman is saying console fanboy didn't want any of this. MK. All right. Plax, it says it's been a while. How's the quality of the pedal and how far can the pedal come out? So the pedal itself on Time Crisis. Yeah, put all your questions about the cabinet here if you still have them. So asking about the pedals. The pedals can still go out pretty far. So maybe as far as it can go out. So I mean, you're still pretty far out from the cabinet. About 4 feet away, you can be playing. About here. So here's some quick gameplay. Not that you'd be using the pedal on point blank or anything like that, but yeah, so that's how far the pedal can be. Here's just some more gameplay of point blank. Not bad. I felt like I was pretty far away. So yeah, you can play it with pretty far away. All right. What else we got questions about? Put all your questions into the chat. I want to know if you have any other questions into the chat. John Enoch says, you've heard such great things about the Defender Partycade. Hope they can bring it back. I do too. I hope they could make that into a full-size cabinet. I think that would be really cool for them to see a Defender Partycade. I think that was a good one for them. All right, Scott says, tell Zahar he has to pay $5 to talk into the mic. Negative. He can do whatever he wants. All right, Kevin says, try the blue gun. Yeah, the blue gun is definitely performance-wise. I did the mod on it. It's really fun. All right, Brooklyn says we can't see the gun on that shirt. Give him the blue gun. $10 super chat from Jimmy B says, yo, sending you some love, B. Appreciate that. Is that Jimmy Bottom? Sorry, is that Jimmy B? Old volunteer of mine? Let me know, Jimmy. That'd be fun, dude. Any of my other volunteers are watching, man. That'd be awesome to have you come out. Come on out. All right, Tony C says, KFB is an imposter coming out to an event. All right, which gun has the mod for the Glock style trigger?
Who's KFB?
Console fanboy. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna ban that. I don't like that. Okay.
We are putting you a timeout.
Timeout, person. I don't really tolerate any of the bad comments out there. All right, bet buy stuff. Will make a pedal conversion for the actual arcade pedal too. What do you think about the pedal? Let's talk about this one. So,
It comes out.
What's that?
Like other things.
Yeah. So, I mean, you said that. I don't know if there's gonna be a need for this. Like this pedal, I forgot to actually mention it in my review yesterday, but I did take it apart. This is actually a full metal plate here. And it's a pretty hefty spring. Like I don't see what they could do to improve upon this. Like what aftermarket pedal would be better than this? Like I don't think there's anything better than this that's like affordable. Even the Sinden pedal that I saw is a little bit like cheesy. Like I haven't seen if like they sold a pedal like this for Time Crisis guns like outside of this. This is a decent mini replica pedal for a gun. I've seen people use like guitar pedals for stuff. But yeah, this is it. So, all right. Talk to the people for a little bit while I check some messenger streams. Okay.
All right. Talking to the people. Hi, y'all. How's your Saturday going? So let's see. What time will we stay here till? I think we're here till 2:30, right? I think we're here till 2:30, and then they kick us out. But you are all welcome to play a Time Crisis until the end of this month, it seems like. Let me see what I'm doing. Oh, it is Jimmy Bottom. Jimmy B is Jimmy Bottom. Love it. Alrighty. Yes, it's all metal.
Basics crew represent Jimmy.
My goodness. It is all metal. But what's nice about the pedal is that it does come out, so you're not stuck next to the game or the arcade cabinet. If you're like me, where like I need to like step further away to look at stuff. Yes, the pedal does look good. The only thing I could see be butt stuff changed to make a wider pedal. That is true. Well, I'm a small person, so that pedal is fine for me, but I can understand if folks want a bigger pedal to be able to like stomp on when they need to. Are all the pedals used for all 4 games? No, point blank, you didn't need to use the pedal. For sure, the Time Crisis one you do because you need to duck and reload and all that stuff like that too. What's the other games on there?
So there's Steel Gunner 1 and 2, which are rail shooter games. It's a 2-player game and a point blank. Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot to mention that in my review too about why there's like 2 guns in 1 pedal. But yeah, Time Crisis 1 is a 1-player game. All the other Time Crisis games were dual screen. So I think that's another comment I've seen very frequently, like, oh, they couldn't have Time Crisis 2 or 3 on here. Those are just more advanced systems, System 22, 23 and above. So it was a different hardware set than they currently have at the moment. So it would have been more development costs. I hope they could pull off Time Crisis 2 or something like that in the future. That would have been cool to have dual link Time Crisis cabinets, but I think it would have been a little bit difficult to pull off feasibly. So yeah. I'm not sure.
And the guns are lightweight,
yes.
But they do have that like pull feel to it too. So it's not like super lightweight.
There's a weight in here. There's a metal weight in here. So it's actually, I think they're heavier.
They're heavier than the
T2 guns.
Oh, T2, yeah, yeah, for sure. And then they're heavier than the big buck guns.
There was no weights in the big buck guns. The first time I picked up the big buck gun, that felt really cheapy and toy. I added metal weights into that. I added weights into the T2 gun too. But the weight of this, it's weighted, so there's actually a metal weight on here. So I think it feels pretty decent for a replica. Like I don't see an issue of the plastic breaking on this if that's a concern.
And then Jeremy K says, we're going to mod this to add more gun games. We're not modding it. In fact, it's going to stay here for a long time if I have my say in it.
So none of the current Arcade1Up light gun cabinets have been modded to play additional games yet. The Sinden software, it's not the same as a Sinden gun where you could take this, plug it into a PC, and it would work, right? Mrs. Congress demonstrated in the very first Buck Hunter video we did that it's a webcam. You like webcams, right? So they register as webcams, but it doesn't pick it up as real Sinden software, which means you can't play extra games using these. There is a way, and I'll just out mystery encoder because he's a genius and he has found a way potentially to do stuff and add more games, but it's really it's in their hands. It would be into the hands of the modding slash hacker community to do it. And he made like kind of like a verbal promise to Andy Sinden from Sinden that he wouldn't, because he's you know, a moral Robin Hood like that. But if Sinden never goes out of business, it's all open up shop. So yes, you cannot play other games. Yo, Jimmy, what's up, man? Glad you're doing well. Thank you. Appreciate the super chat. Thanks for watching. Okay, what else do we got? All right, Gideon, they should have added Crisis. Yeah, I think it's hard. I mean, it's a modern shooter, and that one's like with an Uzi. In fact, Crisis Zone, I think, wasn't even supposed to be like a real Time Crisis game. They just added it into the Time Crisis series for stuff. But yeah, I think if you want to play any of these games, send in and PC builds. I think that's your best bet. Buy another gun for IR and do a PC. I think light gun fanatics really should think about getting a send-in or a gun for IR and building your own PC version and playing on a big screen. If you like the cabinets and you like having a home arcade version, I would say from a complete look standpoint, this is probably one of the better complete looking home arcade light guns out there, right? There's T2, Big Buck, and this one. In terms of light gun builds that are pre-packaged, you have your Game Room Solutions shell, but like these are some. This is probably one of the better looking arcade cabinets.
Do you want to talk about the artwork too?
Yeah. You want to try doing that pose? Show me your best pose of that guy. Yeah, I mean the artwork looks really good. It's very crisp. Like I don't have anything to complain about the art, the cab. The only thing I'm complaining about the cab design though is the freaking coin door. The coin door is too low. Look at this coin door.
You're not putting coins in. It doesn't matter.
It's by my shin. It's on my ankle. It's like it should be up here. See how low it is?
So is this considered a pro cab?
No, it's a deluxe cabinet. Deluxe cabinet meaning it doesn't have a riser. So that's the whole point of it.
I learned something new.
Yeah. Another one. All right. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, what happened?
Oh, they made things go away.
Constorm Entertainment says you can't see any reason why it wouldn't work with the retro shooter box as long as you can convert the signal. Yes, you could change the guns out completely and swap it out and put it in a different box. You can absolutely do that for sure. Jerry D, thanks so much for the $10 super chat. Says thanks for everything you do. Have a great day. Thanks again. Appreciate that, Jerry. All right. Let's see. Is the monitor BOE? Yes, it is a BOE monitor. Absolutely. Setup looks good, and the beer is great. That's right. Aaron Stanbridge.
More beer.
You need more beer. All right, you're gonna get another beer. Aaron Stanbridge says, "Do you think Point Blank is playable on harder difficulty with a Sinden gun? I play the PS1 version with the Gun Con, and it works perfectly." I think so. The Sinden accuracy is pretty good. I can try it out in just a little bit, so we can do some expert difficulty. I don't know if you're playing on a 17-inch screen, though. That might be one of the harder things if you're trying to play accurately on this thing. That might be one of the bigger downsides for it. But yeah, we can definitely try it. I think Sinden accuracy is good. Screen size would probably be your biggest enemy playing this game, like accurately, right? Because it's really tiny to hit targets. And some of the targets on Point Blank are super tiny. So I think a 19-inch or 20-inch monitor would absolutely really help out with games like that. All right, Scott says, crisp like the monitor. Carlos says, beautiful cabinet, needs a 19-inch screen and a riser. All right, B, is there scalpers for this product? Not yet, not yet. All right, it's like we might have somebody playing. All right, what's going on, man? Did you come here to come check it out? Yeah, awesome.
Last year when you did the thing.
Did the bit? What's your name? Mike, nice to meet you, man. Oh, Spider-Man, very cool. Thanks for coming out. Okay, so why don't you try it out and give us kind of your honest opinion. We're gonna get Mike playing it out right here. This is one of our first community members outside of Zohar testing it out. Oh, it's not a touchscreen. You gotta. He tried to press the screen. He thought it was a touchscreen.
See what happens when you have too many of these?
All right. Stand back a little bit, and then and then you're gonna click the button, and then use the mouse as a cursor. Yeah, and then shoot the other one. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I love that. That was so good. All right, that's the next thing we gotta do. We gotta ask Arcade1Up to make touch screen monitors. That's so good. All right, there it is. All right. If you cut down the bezel, you can see 19. Yes, I think the bezel graphics, you could definitely put a 14-inch screen in there. All right, Mike Spider-Man is gonna give us some gameplay of the cabinets. So let's see it going. All right. Nothing shows off accuracy of the gun games by having a bunch of junk to use it for sure, right? Yo, what's up, Messiah Gaming? $2 is the Time Crisis Long Island approved. It is, at least for some beers right here. So appreciate that. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Hello, hello. All right. What's this one? Mango. Oh, Mango Pango's my favorite. Beer is this close to the machine make you nervous? I know. There's no like cup holders on them. He had to make his own little beer stand over there. Yeah, I gotta improvise. All right. So we'll let Mike play for a little bit, and then we'll ask him some feedback on how he feels about this. It's exactly what I wanted to do. I want people from the community trying it out. Infinity touchscreen. If it had a touchscreen, it'd be like $1,700, right? Yeah. So $4.99, it'll get play. Yeah, right? Yeah. What are you drinking, Mrs. Kongzaras? Yes, this is on a mango pango. It's like a mango sour. It's pretty good.
Mango tart.
All right. How can you win one? You can find a way to win $750 and it'll be yours. Absolutely. All right. Donnie Lobo says, honestly, would you buy it if the price was different? Yeah, I think if it was around that, sale price point of like $499, $400, like where T2 was when I bought T2, I might consider picking it up. You got T2 for $299. So me personally, I don't have a need for the light gun cabinets because I spent close to almost $2,000 to $3,000 building my point blank cabinet. So my custom point blank cabinet is like beyond what most light gun cabinets can do. So I don't have like a need for the T2 and for the Time Crisis game. There you go. All right. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. So he's doing some more there. But yeah, I if it was cheaper, I might pick it up just because I like the cabinet design. My personal arcade is I feel like I love the home arcade look and feel. It's part of the reason why people buy these cabinets. I know there's some people that are saying you could just buy a Gun Con and a PS2 for like $100 and play it on your large screen TV. That's perfectly fine. You have this on PS1, right? But you don't have a replica 3/4 scale version with the cabinet artwork and the marquee in a game room. Like there's certain people that enjoy building a physical game room, and to make a replica version of Time Crisis, like this cabinet art design, there isn't a kit right now that replicates this look and feel. Like right now with the marquee, like this marquee is, in my opinion, probably my favorite thing about this. My point blank cabinet that I made, if it had this like oversized marquee, that would be the only thing that would make that cabinet super awesome. Namco used to make these giant stupid marquees, and like this marquee is amazing, like in my opinion. So I wish they would have did this for other light gun cabinets, but now they've gone to the point where I don't know if they would reskin this as point blank. Maybe they could in the future. But yeah, all right, Mike, you gonna keep going? Tell the people how you feel about it. But what are your thoughts?
I mean, it plays well. I don't know if maybe it needs to be tuned up on the accuracy, or maybe I just suck, or maybe I had too many beers.
A little bit of combination.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can probably calibrate it and just double check. Usually it gets calibrated, but yeah, it's a little bit of a smaller screen. What do you think about the screen size? I mean, is that an issue for you still, shoot light gun wise?
I wish it was bigger.
Yeah, I think so. So you have a T2 though.
I have the T2.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
But you can usually stand about right here in the T2,
and then you have the cursor, and you're just kind of dragging it anyways. Like this is one of those buck hunters. Like you got to be super accurate, right? You're shooting animals and you get points for accuracy. This is kind of like the same thing. You're trying to like shoot it. But did you feel like? How did you feel about the gun itself? Like, tell me.
Gun feels good.
Tell me about the gun.
I actually like it better than the T2 gun.
You do?
I do.
Really? Okay. Why?
That T2 with that
the
little wheel, the clack, clack, clack. It just doesn't feel good. Like that actually feels decent.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
The pedal's nice.
Pedal's nice
and responsive.
Okay.
So good thing there.
Yeah. So I said this about the T2 guns, that you're right. Like it's not a real solenoid. It's like a spinning
plastic wheel.
Exactly.
Because I took it open to see on the inside.
Yeah. It's like you took a little plastic bicycle card and put it in the spokes of your bike, and you're just like, and that's essentially what it is. But this, even though it's not a solenoid, it's a plastic recoil. Did you see my video where you saw the gears? So there's no solenoid here, but you feel like it feels like
It feels a
comparable?
little bit better, and I like the weight of this better. Like the T2, I did do 19K Fox's mod.
Yeah.
I put the little weights on the inside.
Yeah, yeah.
It felt too light.
Yeah, but there's a weight in here, so it feels
Yeah.
feels good, right?
Feels much better.
Decent? Okay, so good. All right, we got more shows here, and I'm just kidding.
All right, I'll move on to the next person.
Yeah, no, that's okay, man. Did you try the blue gun? All right, yeah. So I modded the two. Okay. So I try this out, click it a few more times. Okay. All right, over and over. All right, now this one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What's the difference?
This one feels heftier in the
Feels
hand.
heftier. Okay.
Yeah,
So you don't like this one, but it's easy to press.
it is a little easier to press.
Yeah.
This one has a lighter trigger on it.
Yeah. So here's the trade-off, and because I did this in my review mod, this is a stock one, and what I did is I moved the gear sprocket. You can almost see it here. The travel is about that much further less to be able to pull it, but you can like initiate the recoil much faster. So when you're playing a game where there's a lot of like shooting faster, this one will allow you to shoot faster, but this is a harder recoil. So you kind of have to depends on what you want. If you want the hard,
I like the hard.
you like the hard
better.
recoil better. Okay, so that's it. I like the options for people, right?
But that's cool though. That's
If you like the hard recoil, all right.
The stop trigger is nice.
The stop trigger is nice, and the main reason why it would work better, I would say, is for a game like Point Blank. So let's play Point Blank. Have you use this one,
Okay.
and then I'll have you use this one on a couple of stages, especially where fast trigger is like important.
Gotcha.
You could also lock it too. So
Also,
I mean,
stop.
try it now. I mean, that's not as fun.
Yeah, that's
All right.
fun.
Yeah, and then you press it to unlock it again. All right, there you go. All right, you're gonna play. All right, you gotta switch sides. Or you're good. All right, so you're player one though. Okay, you're player two.
Okay.
You're
Gotcha.
gonna be playing against each other.
Oh wait. Oh, you got.
All right, let me make this big. You both failed? All right. All right.
Never played this.
Oh, why are they all very hard? Oh, you selected very hard. That's why. These are, you didn't do easy stage. All right, good luck. Go. It's not even on? What the heck?
Very hard.
Yeah, you guys did the very hard mode.
Whoa.
Yeah, hit the people.
Shoot everything.
Just shoot everybody, doesn't matter. Oh, at least you beat it. Nice. Nice.
I actually like that. The hard.
You still like the hard one better? Okay. All right. I couldn't convince him. He likes the hard one better. He likes it hard. What can I say?
What can
All
I
right.
say? I like it
Yeah,
hard.
that's all right. But you can see the difference, though, right? I think for options for people just wanting to test out the gun, it's hard to explain the physicalness. Do you think you'd get tired pulling the hard one after a while, or you don't mind?
Probably.
You don't mind? Do you remember
Did you
the?
say it gets hard pulling the hard one?
It gets
It gets tiring. pulling the hard
tiring pulling the trigger over a while. I think that was my main complaint is that like if I was playing for like 15, 20 minutes, this would eventually get tiring.
Yeah, for sure.
Versus like pulling it back. The real version of the gun, when you put it back, there wasn't any tension, but you would feel the sliding recoil. So that's what you're missing. You're just manually pulling it back. So it is what it is. It's hard to
There's something
explain.
about that feedback.
You just like the clunk?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That clunk, clunk.
Yeah. And that's what sells. If you like the click click, that's
But for extended gameplay,
for extended gunplay, yeah.
the soft
that's good. Have you played the Steel Gunner games before? Have you ever tried
I
them?
have played that in the arcade way
Yeah?
back when, but not
Yeah.
for a million years.
Yeah. Might as well. Here you go. You gonna play? Have you played Steel Gunner too? All right. We're gonna play Steel Gunner for us.
Where is my Jurassic Park and Lost World with Sega? Give me that Arcade1Up. Oh, what's up? Mikey B. I'm sorry, Mikey Two Pins.
Mikey Two Pins, Mikey B, whatever you want to call me. We can't hear you, B. B, your sound's gone. This is so interesting. B is silent in front of the camera. I guess the mic is over there closer to the Time Crisis.
You can't hear me at all? No?
No, dead silent, man.
That's test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Yeah, we can hear you there, but not when you get close to the mic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry if the audio is all off a little bit. So yeah, what do you think?
Well, it's pretty cool. Yeah, this is great. B, I've watched some of your videos, like I said.
Did you really? You can watch my video through somebody else? Isn't that what you know?
Well, of your gun teardown, I watched it through somebody else, but everything else I've watched myself. Where are you two, anyways? What are you in, like a Costco? Like, what's going on there?
So we're at Smog City Brewery right now. So there is a full-on brewery back there with a fan and giant thing. So this is the same location where we did the Red Cross event last year. So they have a couple of barrels out here. And so, yeah, it's just been a fun time trying to share this with the public. Remember when I told you the first time I was going to do this? Did you think I was like crazy for wanting to put this out in public and share this and not just keep it in my house?
No, I didn't think you were crazy. I will be completely honest. Like, I was like, oh man, now every single time anybody gets anything for review, people are like, are you going to give it away? Are you going to donate it?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm ruining it for everybody. I'm ruining it for all the future folks.
You're setting a precedent here now that we have to donate our stuff.
Not donate. It's only going to be here for a month. I plan to take it back eventually and then figure out what to do with it. So yeah, that I don't know. I don't know if ultimately I'll keep it though. So we'll see. I'll have to see. And even if it's here, I have donated a couple other caps here. It's like my second arcade. Like if you could donate it to a place that you knew you could visit still, it's not a bad idea, right?
No, not at all.
Like, I feel like fine. Other people can enjoy it. I can enjoy it if I wanted to. Like we come here almost every other weekend anyways. So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm an operator now. I'm an arcade operator.
You're an Arcade1Up operator.
Yeah.
A lot of maintenance, I guess.
Yeah.
So is Zohar still there? I see him in the conversation. Is he still there in the brewery?
Yeah. He's around. He's over there. Yeah. There he is.
Hi, console fam. Oh, look, he's too shy. He doesn't want to get on camera.
What's up?
There you go.
Hey, there he is.
I made it on Michael B's stream. I mean, on B's stream.
On B's stream. Have you played Time Crisis yet, Zohar?
Go rewind the whole thing. I did it like a.
You did a gangster.
Yeah.
What'd you think of it? What'd you think of it? Put the price aside. What'd you think of the machine?
Wait for the short. Wait for the short because I'm gonna have
for the short. Oh, that's no fun. Just tell me your opinion now.
I came. I truly wanted to bash it. You know me. I wanted to bash it real hard. And as soon as I played it, I'm like, wait a second, this is not that bad. And then I started playing. I played point blank for like maybe 20 minutes. It's very fun. It's not that bad. And trust me, I did not want to like it, but I like it. I'm not getting it for $800. That's for damn sure. But when it's like $4.99, something like that, I'll definitely pick it up. I'll probably skin it to be point blank because that game is fun. But other than that, the guns feel good. Guns feel really good.
I heard a rumor, Zohar. If you want to try
Hi, Mom.
this out,
I made it. I'm on TV. Sorry. Go ahead.
So, Zohar, I heard a rumor. If you want to try this out, if you get back at the machine, if you hold down the trigger on the player 2 button for 5 minutes, you can actually unlock Run and Gun 2.
Very good. Very funny. And actually, that's a good idea. That's my next video. Anyway,
there you go.
Nice seeing you. Bye.
Yo. All right. So here we are. I don't know what else we're gonna do. I don't know if there's other people that are here that are actually here to try this out. I think there's a lot of patrons that are just looking to get their beer and have a nice drink. But hey, I'll probably come back every other week or so and see how much this is still gonna last out there? Like, I know you and Dubs are making fun of how long it's gonna last in terms of the gunplay. What do you think? You think this is gonna survive in a public place?
Well, this is the test, right? Trial by fire. Like, people can look at anything and make comments and speculation. Like, after I saw your gun teardown video, the gears inside being plastic, you're like, oh man, I worry about the durability. Out in a physical location like this with people playing it constantly, that'll be the real test, right?
Yeah, I think so too. I think that'll be one of the things that hopefully won't be an issue long term.
So what's the general consensus so far, B? Are people digging it?
Yeah, so Mike's in here. He's a fan of the community, Spider-Man. He was testing it out. They're playing Steel Gunner. He likes the hard recoil feel of it.
Yep.
So I tried to convince him about the other gun being easier to pull, but he's like, no, I like the hard thunk. But that's true. Like the mod that I did, even though it's easy, he liked it hard, right? So even though it's easier to pull, it's so easy to pull. You don't get that hard thunking sound of that physical, like, and it's not a solenoid, but it is a real recoil sliding mech. So there's a nice like kickback to the recoil spring, even though with the gears. So the real gun does that, and like the tension that you pull it back, the harder you pull it back, the harder it'll spring. So if you like that thunk, it's like spinning your wheel in the teacups. The more you spin, the more thunk you get. But if that's tiring, the soft trigger will help more performance. The more thump you get. So I think it's a performance versus feel thing.
What do people think of the aesthetics of the cab, the look of the cab when they see it in person for the first time?
Oh, that's a good idea. All right, I'll ask them in a little bit. But what do you think while I get some people out here?
Obviously, I thought the cab looked really good. I appreciate whenever Arcade1Up goes the extra mile to make sure they have as close to the original form factor as possible. I love the Marquee. I'm selling stencils, Namco stencils, so you can paint it on yourself. But everything else looks relatively good. I think the gun holsters was one of the big things that was going to be hard to recreate because it has that huge plastic molding. But I think what they've got done there is fine. Kick plate, I know a lot of people like it better. I really think the only problem with the original kick plate was just the fact that it didn't have a coin door. I think they could have left it white like the original arcade and just threw a coin door on it. But, people like that. It's got some art. It's got some color to it. And like you say, functional furniture, right? Yeah, other than that, I mean, I think it's really cool. I was just down. I had to run out, drop something off to a guy's house. And the first thing he asked me, he's like, you buying Time Crisis? So he's pretty excited about it. He told me he was going to get it. Yeah.
Is this something, if it was available, and you said it was an international order, is this on your
it's gonna
list potentially to get?
I don't have the same nostalgia that other people do for Time Crisis. Like I've told you 100 times, like after 92, I pretty much disappeared from the arcade. The only game I ever came back for was G.I. Joe.
Slightly after your time. All right, so come over here, Mike. Tell me what you think about the look of the cabinet.
It looks amazing.
Yeah? Looks amazing?
Yeah, that's one of their better looking cabinets. That's for sure.
All right. Yeah, we got some more community members. Do you guys want to come on stream and say hello at all?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we've got some more community folks. They just want to play it. All right, they're going to try.
I'm going to try it out first?
Yeah, go ahead. So we got some community members that are here that are going to be trying it out. All right. So you guys want to play point blank or still better? Or Crisis is a one-player game.
Yeah, we know that.
Mikey, 2 pins, you the man, buddy.
You're a good guy, Spider-Man.
All right, so yeah, you got to use the gun to navigate. So, yeah. Point back and then press back to this one. You got to be back a little bit further. There you go. There you go. Shoot that. You got to pull it all the way back. So pull the trigger all the way. Yeah, it's that recoil. Kind of that manual recoil.
So I will say, I know B's telling people here, I know it would probably make the cab a little bit uglier, a little not arcade authentic, but it would be really cool if they had some kind of navigation tool, like a directional pad or something, on this cabinet for navigating the menus. One of my biggest frustrations with Terminator 2 was having to input my Wi-Fi password all the time using the guns. Oh, that drove me nuts. So something, just even if it could be hidden or something, some kind of directional pad, that would really make a big difference.
All right.
I see Biggie D's Arcade got a comment. When's it going to be Mikey 3 pins? Probably never, because I'd like to stay married. I am looking at getting Stranger Things if they do re-release it, but that would mean I would have to sacrifice one of my current pins, sell that to make room and money to get the other pins. So I think I'm always going to be Mikey 2 pins. That's as big as my collection will ever get.
All right.
You're a pinball channel now? What is it?
I am a pinball channel.
Totally a pinball
Oh my
channel.
gosh.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. We're getting some people playing for the first time. Yeah, go ahead, get it down.
So, Mrs. Crew, what do you
gotta
think
pull
of
it
Time
back all the
Crisis?
way
Are
to
you
the
having
recall,
fun
yeah.
playing it so far?
I'm having fun with it outside of my house. It's definitely fun. I mean, like I said, it's definitely built for my size. It seems like it's easier to like stand and shoot because I'm shooting straight, as opposed to like some folks have to point the angle down a little
Yeah.
bit. That's fine. Is there going to be a riser for this, or are we expecting this to be it?
This is it. I'm sure the community will make a riser. The people at Buy Stuff Store usually do the extra stuff. So I haven't seen a riser for deluxe cabs, but I'm sure it'll come at one point. And this may be the cab that pushes it over the top. That's one of the things that a lot of people have been responding to in the videos on this is what height is the screen? What's the screen height? Is it belly height? Like, are you pointing down? Are you looking down the whole time you're playing? Or is that at a reasonable height?
It's that boob height.
It's a boob height. Yeah.
Direction Lizard's not here. Oh no, that's base.
It's that boob height. Yeah.
So yeah,
height.
B, you're about as tall as I am, if not a little bit taller. How do you find it for playing? Do you feel that you're looking down, or is
Are
it
you like
comfortable?
pointing the gun down? Like right
Yeah,
now.
like look at these guys playing it right now. So I mean, yeah, these guys are about 5'10", 5'6".
Oh, that's not that bad.
6'1", right? So he's 6'1", right?
Yep.
And so they're just shooting slightly down, but I don't think it's really impacting it much, honestly. Yeah. So yeah, he's saying like the screen height isn't that much of a concern,
Good.
as far as you can tell.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean the T2 one is higher. It's about 3 inches taller than this one.
Yeah.
But I don't think the screen height is that much of an issue, honestly, in my opinion, because like the cab design itself gives you like a really nice feel. I think the cab the height issue was an issue with Big Buck Hunter, right?
Yeah.
So at least this is taller than that one. Because with the rifle, the way you're holding it with 2 hands down,
Oh my God.
I think that's the reason why. Versus this one, you're holding it up, and it's almost natural. You can move your 2 hands down versus doing this, right? I think that's the probably big difference why Buck Hunter was such a problem.
Have you seen the new Buck Hunter Deluxe yet? Has anybody got any footage? Is there one out in the wild? Because I would love to see how tall that is now.
Not that I've seen yet, but yeah, I did see that one did raise their screen a little bit more, right? Like that one was supposed to be a little bit taller, so that'll be fun to see. But I think that one's still on pre-order, so none of them have been in the wild yet. Yeah.
Oh, I got a question for you. This is not Time Crisis related, but I've got to ask you, how is the plexi holding up on top of the tabletop cabs there, the cabarets? Cocktail
those
tables.
Cocktails where that guy's sitting over there. Yeah, I feel like it's all right. It's scratched up. You can see some of the banding falling off already. So I mean that's probably one of the bad things from the banding. Didn't last on that in the outrun. A lot of the dust covers have been falling off. Like of all the things, like the bat tops have been staying in the ball tops, but the dust covers are all missing from all these arcades.
People steal them, man.
I don't know why they're stealing dust covers. Like
they do.
So I had to go in there and replace some of the dust covers, but all the machines are still working a year later.
Oh, that's great.
So these two cabinets were from the Red Cross sale, and then over here on this side there is a T2 Turtles in Time cabinet, and then an NBA Jam. And look, it's the photo booth one there too, so I put that there as well.
I bet you the photo booth gets a lot more play than people talk about. I had a conversation. no joke. I had a conversation with John D one time. That as much as we panned it because it's not a big arcade item, that's one of the most popular items because it got like really popular on TikTok and stuff like that.
It's sold out. You can no longer buy it. So it did all right. The only thing that that's bad about it, I don't know if anybody in our community did a review for it, but it's essentially it's like a tablet with a camera in it because it is touchscreen, but it's Android based, and so it's really slow. So from a photo booth standpoint, you can click on it. So like I'll press the button and it's going to take a picture of those guys over there. And then once you take it, there is Polaroid pictures you can like print. But once it's connected to Wi-Fi, you can actually send it to yourself as well, or upload it to. Like you can just physically send it to yourself, so you don't have to have it printed. It just gives you some nice photo booth options too.
So when I was a kid, we had an arcade in our local mall, and just outside the arcade, there was these photo booths, and that was like a huge thing that we would go take the scroll of 4 pictures together and stuff like that. If you had a date, you would take the chick there.
Yeah.
Was that 4 pictures of beer?
Yeah, lots of stuff. And saying they're popular at weddings or big events. I would not recommend this for a large event though. Like it's good for like a home, just like these arcades are good for the home environment. For an actual event though, I had this at an event, and the time it takes to actually print something, or the time it takes to kind of process between things, it's just too long for an event to happen, in my opinion. So yeah. All right, what else we got? They did improve the height on the Big Buck Hunter. Third parties are selling mini risers for deluxe cabinets. So did Buy Stuff folks make a riser for the deluxe cabinets? You know,
not that I'm aware of. They do have a couple deluxe cabinets, so I'll check their website later. But I don't think it's Buy Stuff that made them.
All right. So we have about 125 people in the chat. So once it gets to our first hour, I'm gonna do a giveaway for a T-shirt on the chat. Unfortunately, I only have one size. It's a large. So for all the shirts. So if you are fitting a large T-shirt and would like to enter this, I'll give you a hashtag. You drop it into the chat in just a second. So we'll do a giveaway for a T-shirt. And then these guys that are local here playing, I'll get their thoughts on it just in a second. But hopefully, we'll get some feedback.
I heard it was actually a size medium.
Yeah. All right.
I like this. I forget, how do you go back?
So to exit, press the live button. Get back to the menu. You guys want to try time press? All right. It's not a touch screen. All right. So get it back there. And then we got to put
There you go.
There you go. All right. There you go. You can step back a little bit. Go this. I think that's not fantastic. All right. And just in case, like you want to hide it or something. But yeah.
Oh, B, you got a.
You want to chat really fast? Yeah. What's your name? Ryan. Nice to meet you. All right. So Ryan, you're actually on YouTube right now. So this is Michael B, the Game Genie. Come over here for a little bit.
Hello, Ryan.
So you were just playing it for the first time. Like, what did you feel about the gun first off?
The gun, you know what? It's been a while since I played Time Crisis, but from what I remember, this is pretty spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Slide and recoil.
Yeah. This is a good translation of what I experienced in the arcade all those years ago.
Yeah, and so I think that's like what these are meant for. It's kind of nostalgia, kind of remember it, and these are recreations.
Exactly.
So they're not meant to be like exact replicas, but kind of still giving you some of that feel. So you're playing Point Blank. Like, how did the emulation feel? Did you see anything stuttering, shooting, or
I did actually.
Okay.
So that was my first time.
Did you ever play Point Blank before?
I've
never played Point Blank. Okay.
Never played
Is it fun?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's like Mario Party, but for like shooting games, little fun mini games.
Yeah. Some parts of you know what, they reminded me of Duck Hunt.
Okay.
That was a game I loved when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I like everything about this.
Did you have any trouble shooting because of the size of the screen? I think that's one of the things people would have liked to have seen a bigger screen, so you have more screen to shoot.
Yeah, I mean that would have been nice. But yeah, I mean, for what you get, this is really good.
All right, so since you're new to this, let me tell you the price point of this.
Okay.
So this is $750. What do you think about this package for that price point?
That sounds pretty fair.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, sounds like.
Do you have any of the other Arcade1Ups?
I don't, but it sounds like it's about on par with the others.
Okay. Yeah. So like this when it first came out was about, I think, wasn't T like $700 when this came out? The turtle. Yeah. Like all these 4-player turtle like tabs like were really expensive. Yeah, they're expensive. The NBA Jam was about $400. The Outrun was about $500. The cocktails are about $500 as well. So they ranged around $500-$600. This is one of the more expensive cabinets. So I think the main complaint people have been saying is that $750 was too much for this. But you know, that's just, I wanted to get some people's honest opinions. Is this something that you would potentially buy? Would you wait for it on sale? Or you just come out into a public place and play it, right? So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. 700. I I think I would pay for that. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, well, thank you so much for testing it out.
Thank you.
Throughout the other games. All right, excellent. So we have some other people playing Time Crisis right now. I think it's hard to put people on the spot too. So yeah, you know, it's one of those hard things. But Zohar, would you pay $750 for this? Would you pay $750 for this? No, he says hell no. So, you know, just wanted to get other people's thoughts for it. Would you pay $750 for this?
No, I don't even want it in my house.
Mike, would you pay $750 US for this?
I don't have the nostalgia for it.
You don't?
To,
So
you
it's
know,
not something Mike, would you pay $750 for this?
No.
No. Okay, so but you got your T2 for like, what's your price point that you would bet this for? I'm talking to Mike over here. Mike. $499, $399. That's what he would be looking for. Okay.
Like, it looks exactly.
Is there a price point that you would pick it up for, Mike B?
I don't know. I would have to see because like by the time it gets to Canada, we usually get like $100 off to get down to $7.99. I want these cabs to be about $3.99 US, $5.99 Canadian. I mean, if it was $5.99 Canadian, I would have a lot of trouble saying no.
Saying no. All right. Yes. All right.
The community has spoken.
The community has spoken. They want it at a decent price. I mean, it is. This is a community stream. We're getting honest feedback from folks
That's right.
from what they would pay for it. So I mean, you can't really help how people feel about price points, right? It's been one of the biggest narratives for this, and it will be up to people that really want it up front and are willing to kind of get it. I have heard though, right? Because you and I, as you know, we're shills now. We've been talking to Arcade1Up. Yes. So we got to do this. But I do want to mention that we've heard that the quantities for this cabinet were not the same as like T2 and their other gun cabinets. So there is a chance, right, that the only retailer that has this right now is Shop Hippo, and there hasn't been announcements that other retailers will get it. And we know other retailers are the ones that have been putting out on clearance when we see them. I don't know if Shop Hippo has ever done much sales. Do you remember any sales from?
Do you want to ask them about this?
Oh, they are? Okay.
Sorry.
Like, well, let me just finish this my question. Like, do you remember if Shop Hippo ever goes on sale for cabinets? Do you know?
I've never really seen sales through Shop Hippo, but then again, I don't really go there where I'm in Canada, right? So I'm not the right person to ask.
All right. So, what'd you think of it? Yeah. Yeah. So, what'd you think? Yeah.
I thought it was pretty
Yeah.
good. My name's Matt, by the way.
Mike, nice to meet you. Come on over here. So,
Matt.
okay.
I'm at.
Matt, no.
That, okay, sorry.
I thought the bullet spread on it was pretty good for, just overall feel for Time Crisis. I wasn't the best Time Crisis player, but I didn't play it a lot during the arcade back in the day. The emulation felt pretty solid to where even if I point my gun right at the spot, even in the original Time Crisis arcade, from my experience, it was never just, point, boom, always, dead on. It was always slightly off. So the bullet spread felt fine to me. So my only complaint really is the little foot pedal is a little too light.
Okay. Like
So
stepping on it?
like stepping on it,
Okay.
Since you do have a metal arcade cabinet, you can really step into that pedal. So I would probably modify it to maybe put like a little weight in it myself if I own this cabinet.
Okay.
To put like a little bit of weight that way.
Maybe thunkier,
Give it some little bit more weight that way. Also, this is a stone floor that we're on.
Yeah.
So it's going to spread a little bit more than it probably at your own house if you have like a carpeted floor or aluminum floor. But I would definitely put maybe like a little 5-pound weight or 10-pound weight into it.
How did you feel about the gun and the recoil? Because that
Gun was fine.
Yeah, like
Of
pressing
course,
the
it
trigger.
doesn't have the weight like the Namcon gun does. It has a good weight to it. But you guys are keeping it lightweight. That way, it fit into people's households easier. Like if I had room, I would probably put not one of these arcades, but one of these arcades in my apartment. But I just have a candy cab, so I keep to my candy cab.
Was it tiring pulling the
No,
trigger?
it didn't feel too tiring.
Tiring?
What
Okay.
gets tiring about an actual Namcon gun is the weight
It's
So
because it's heavy, so you're
yeah,
like holding
so
it up.
yeah, you
And
know,
these are lighter, so it definitely
Yeah.
helps you like keep it up
Yeah.
longer.
definitely.
Trigger.
That's
Okay.
how I felt
All
about it.
right. Well, thanks. Appreciate
Yeah,
your
no
feedback.
problem, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll probably
thanks for
play
checking
some
it out.
more. And
Yeah,
while
so
we're
feel
doing
free to play as
some
much as
beers.
you want to.
Thank
Maybe
you.
we'll do a little tournament for it afterwards too. All right. So for Steel Gunner, this is a game where you can actually just hold the trigger and it'll just automatically fire. So yeah, so Steel Gunner is one of those games where, yeah, you can just hold the trigger down. You don't get that recoil action for it, but yeah. And then there's a little button on the side for missiles as well, so you can shoot your missiles. Yeah, so that's what the button is for. Yeah, auto trigger. Yeah, it doesn't have that.
So B, I don't have control of this, but you got a super chat, and there's a comment here from Vaisal that I want to touch base on.
Okay, all right. So super chat from Unacceptable Friend says, "Thank you for the $5 Canadian super chat. Buy Stuff has announced Pandora Retro Shooter mod for T2 with a 6-button joystick and 2 guns. Has MVC2 and Time Crisis for half the price. I'm sold." I did see that from Buy Stuff that they're doing that. So I mean that's a pretty cool option, I would say. You know, if you want to keep the shell of a cabinet and modify it, you just have to change the guns to the retro shooter guns and like use the Uzis and other stuff like that too. But appreciate the $5 super chat. I think that's great to have options out there. And you said there was a comment from Deso, this one right here.
Yeah.
All right.
So
go ahead.
listen, guys, like we all have comments on the commentary on the price point. Everybody has different opinions. Anybody who bought this, don't feel dumb for buying it. I mean, everybody's entitled to buy what they want. You like what you like. You're willing to spend whatever you want to spend for. That's your decision. So don't take me saying I wouldn't buy it as criticism towards your purchasing decision. Be proud, man. Enjoy it. I'm not going to criticize you for buying it.
Like what you like, love what you love. You're not a sucker unless you think you are.
Exactly. Yeah. If people want to like get it because this has been their dream tab and they're waiting for it, right? Fox, I saw you were angry at the price point, but I mean, what's up, man? Is this something you plan on picking up once maybe it goes down in price a little bit?
You know, I know I've been giving this cab a hard time for the price, but I'm also the guy that bought T2 for $700.
I was about to say the same thing.
$50 less. So I was really fired up about T2. It's something I had to have, so I paid full price for it. And for me, I just feel like this is maybe one. What do they call it? I think there was somebody else in our community that talked about a line in the sand or something. I don't know. This guy.
He's some kind of town official or something. I don't know.
I think a leader of the community. Anyway, in any event, and maybe that's what this is. But I think it's just a bridge too far. But there is a ton of stuff to like about this, and I'm not gonna. I mean, listen, if you want to pay $1,000 for this is your business. I'm sure Arcade1Up would love if you just sent them money for free. That would be great.
Well, also let's throw something out here. It's easy enough to say, Arcade1Up set the price, but let's be clear. Companies don't set the price. The retailers set the price. The companies give a MSRP. So the retailers are the ones that actually choose the price point at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's a great point to make, right? There's always suggested MSRPs for pretty much any product, and it's hard to tell retailers to like stick to that price, right? It really is up to them to determine it. And then even the sales and things are often also determined by retailers, unless you're like, a brand that has that clout to be able to dictate that price. So back in the 80s, Nintendo had so much clout, they would tell retailers, if you sell Sega Master System, we're not going to stock your stores anymore.
Horrible.
This is what they did. Nintendo, go check YouTube for it. There's all kinds of amazing videos on how Nintendo had this basically illegal monopoly of the video game world back in the 80s.
All right, so thank you both for joining on. Hope you guys are having a good Saturday. I feel like it's time to do some giveaways, though. So for folks that are in the chat right now, if you type in #Time Crisis and you fit a size large T-shirt and have always wanted an Arcade1Up Star Wars themed T-shirt, put in #Time Crisis. We will give away a free T-shirt to somebody in the audience right now, just for getting this. Fun T-shirt, right? I mean, that's all you wanted, right, Mike? You just want an Arcade1Up T-shirt, don't you?
God damn it. It's so frustrating. Now, and also, to be clear, guys, this is not coming from Arcade1Up. Technically, it's not coming from Arcade1Up because when B was at Comic-Con last year, he stole a bunch of shirts from Arcade1Up.
I swiped them. I
stole them all.
I commandeered these things.
It's not a joke. He stole a bunch of shirts from Arcade1Up
No,
and
I
he's giving
didn't
you his
steal 'em.
private stock.
So what had happened was I was
What had
helping
happened?
clean up the event, and there was this bag that had stuff in it, and I was like, I feel like this is my stuff, and it happened to have 5 extra T-shirts in it. So
like
you know.
it's just like if you go
Yes,
into
it
the
is.
bank and then you see like this pile of money there, you're like, I think it might be my money, so you can just take it.
Of course, makes sense.
Of course.
Who can argue with that logic?
Of course. All right. Hashtag Time Crisis. We have 19 entries so far right now. Put in hashtag Time Crisis, and you can get an Arcade1Up T-shirt. There's a couple people here. I'll figure out a way to get some T-shirts in the community in a little bit. You know, we'll be here for about another 15 minutes or so live, but this cabinet will pretty much be here for the next month or so. So, I mean, I'm trying to see if the community or this would survive in a public place. Fox, what do you think? Do you think a cabinet like this, would survive in a public place with brewery and beers and things? What's your feedback on this surviving?
This is the torture test that this device needs. It requires. And listen, if it does manage to make it a month or two, maybe that will kind of move the needle for some people to go ahead and spend the extra $50. But listen, is it beer proof? Only time will tell.
Yes. Yes. I do apologize for the quality of the stream. The Wi-Fi is not the best. Can you guys hear me
We'll
okay?
let you slide, B.
But you're right.
We can hear you now.
My
Yep.
Wi-Fi is absolutely the best. I do want to address a comment from Jared. Doesn't he work for Arcade1Up? I mean, Mrs. Kongzoris can say she's angry that I'm doing so much for this company and have not received any formal payments from Arcade1Up except for receiving this review cabinet
That he's putting here.
that I'm putting here publicly. So I have not accepted any formal payment from our Arcade1Up. I'm not an employee. I'm not a contractor at this point. Not anything. Mike, however, though, is number one chill. No, I'm just kidding. But we have had conversations with the company and have had at least that insight. So that's as much as we can say. Is like I've had conversations with them about this, given them feedback. So that's as much about it.
What are you trying to win?
We're trying to win a T-shirt.
So make sure you put in hashtag Time Crisis as you're doing a class for the winner. T-shirt.
They're not giving away the cab, everybody. They're just giving away a T-shirt.
Yeah, we're just giving away a T-shirt. What's happening here? Oh, thank you so much, Dirty. My mother-in-law
So
is
I'll ask you a
absolutely-
question, Fox, because you did a show last night called "Is It Worth It?" and I asked
Yes,
P-Dubs about this too. So why did the community think Time Crisis was going to be cheaper? That's what I'm kind of caught off guard by. I'm not justifying the price because I'm in the same boat. Like, this is not a game I have nostalgia for. So when I heard the price, I was like, oh, that hurts. But T2 was $6.99. So why did everybody seem to think this was going to be cheaper than $6.99?
I don't know that I thought that it was going to be cheaper than $6.99. I think that, and I think I've said this before in other streams, I wanted it to be $5.99.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been a fair price, but I fully expected $6.99 when they shot up above that. I mean, they're in the 750 class or the 749 club, which is a very exclusive club, Mike. There's only a few members of that club. I don't think that realistically, and then maybe there were some people out there, but I think the community as a whole, no one really expected it to be $5.99 or $4.99. But I think that once you go beyond that threshold of $6.99, and I tried to lay it out in my video where I thought that there just wasn't enough there to justify this being more than T2, even though T2 was a controversial cab, one game. We know all about that. You have to think like it's I forget the phrase, but it's like you've been using the same parts for years, right? Economy of scale, I think. So at this point, some of this stuff should be some built-in savings, some built-in cost reduction with the same PCB and the same parts.
So you're saying it should have been cheaper?
$50, yeah. Not
Okay, so-
150. I didn't expect $5.99.
Yeah. So $6.99, you would have been like, I'm cool.
Yeah. I was willing to go ahead and pay $700 for it.
Well, if I can get you a coupon, would you buy it?
If I could get... Well, and it's got to be. I'm a big fan of the gift cards. of the Best Buy gift cards in particular. So I was really wanting this thing to come to Best Buy also. So it'll make it a little bit soft. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe other retailers getting involved will drop that price. But Shop Hippo, they're a greedy people. It's a greedy hippo.
Well, Shop Hippo, if I'm not mistaken, are also they're the partner for the NBA Jam Vault cabinet, and we saw some weird pricing with that too. It went up $5.99, $6.99, then down to $6.49. So it was kind of all over the place.
It's like the stock market, going up and down. So no, I think that at this point we know there's some cost built in. It's all it's baked into the cake, right? We know it's going to be there.
So
I didn't know this. Is Shop Hippo free shipping and taxes included in that? Is it? So $7.50 free shipping and taxes included. So $7.50 out the door.
One person told me they bought it, and it might have been Vassal. I have to go back and look at my messages. One person told me they bought it, and $7.50 tax in with free shipping.
Oh, okay. So all the people that are saying that it's $800, it's that's a false statement.
Well, I mean, listen. If there's tax on it, that's a fair statement. But who says it like that? I mean, you always say it's going to be $7.49 plus tax. People are misstating the price. So I got people writing me. They're like, "You're crazy. $7.99. I'll never play it." And I was like, "Where's $7.99 coming from now?"
Yeah. All right. So just letting you know, hashtag Crisis to win a free Arcade1Up T-shirt. That was commandeered last year at Comic-Con. It's a size large. Unfortunately, I only have one size for this T-shirt, but I will ship it out to anybody that wins this. You just got to email me afterwards. I see 32 entries. Once we get to 35 entries, I'll just go ahead and press the button. Looks like a lot of people aren't interested in a T-shirt, but that's okay. Trying to give out something for the community that's coming out here.
All right. I'm sorry. Maybe you're not picking up what I'm laying down. Maybe your community's like me and likes the burgers. So large is not in charge here.
I can ship 2 shirts and you can stitch them together. How's that work out for you? I'm a modding channel. It's a little bit of DIY. All right, so you can't see the final price unless you make an account and you don't have a Shop Hippo account. So have you guys ever ordered from Shop Hippo? I think the first time
I am actually I'm going through this process right now. So it looks like I've got an account set up.
Okay.
The subtotal is $7.49. The shipping is free. There's more expensive options you can select, but there is an economy shipping option that is free. And I am at the pay now screen. So this is
Can you share your screen with your address so we can talk to you further?
No.
Yeah, Robert Foxworth of Kentucky, Illinois.
Move again, Kentucky, Illinois. Have to move again. No,
really,
it's
so the checkout is $7.49 with tax.
$7.49. Yeah, $7.49.99. And there's even a spot for a coupon code of which I don't have. But it's
let's see if I can get you a coupon.
Give me a coupon. But I'm not seeing any additional taxes. So that's
Hey, that's a win. I mean, I didn't know that. I just assumed it'd be $7.49 plus tax.
That's what I thought too.
Free shipping. That's like old Amazon days, right? So
exactly.
It's not bad. Not bad.
So
I mean, that would
let's
be
see if those people
$6.99.
throwing up that 800 number now calculate that and factor that in.
To be fair, I always said $7.49. I always said $7.49.
But this makes a big deal. So Fox, if this was $6.99 at Best Buy,
correct, tax,
it would absolutely be more than $7.50 with tax, right?
I'm gonna test this right now. I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna put something in my cart that's $6.99. Let's see what that difference is.
That makes sense.
Now.
People were complaining about a $6.99 price point. I think that's fair to mention that Shop Hippo as a vendor does free tax, no shipping. That's huge.
So I don't really think people were complaining about a $6.99 price point. People wanted this to be like $4.99, $5.99. That's the point I keep making.
Cabinet. I think everybody's complaining about like the price point these days. But if it was $6.99, I think it would be less of a hoopla than $7.50.
Right. Maybe because it is a shock more than time T2, I guess. I asked P-Dubs his opinion yesterday, and he was like, well, I thought T2 was so expensive because of the Hollywood license, having to get Arnold's likeness, and then I can't remember what else he said. But I was like, I don't know if it was that. I don't know. Then another person brought up a really good point. With the number of T2 cabs that they ended up shipping out the door for 300, the community might have expected that Arcade1Up would have realized maybe that's not an acceptable price point, so they expected it to drop for that reason. Like, I'm not trying to justify the price. I'm just trying to understand where the thought process, this would
Mike,
be
why are you trying to
significantly cheaper.
justify the price?
Look, I'm just stating
You're
facts
totally
here,
defending
people.
the
I'm just
price,
stating
yeah.
facts.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I would love it if it was $500. I never totally expected 500. 600 would have been a nice surprise for sure, but unfortunately I expected about 700. And if you want, so I just put a Arcade1Up in my cart in Best Buy that was retail $6.99. The estimated sales tax is $42. So for $741.99,
I see.
that's what it would cost you to get this cab
Free
at
shipping. Does Best
$6.99
Buy have free
plus.
shipping?
It does have free shipping, yes.
Okay.
So
All
that's
right.
what your sales
So-
price would be. So
maybe they're just including the tax. It's a sales tactic, right? Where they're like, hey, no tax free shipping, but they've just upped it to like actually include the price of tax. So, all right.
basically, yeah.
Sweeten the deal. But
I also think a lot of the people that are talking about how expensive Time Crisis is, they'd never buy an Arcade1Up anyway. So why are they worried about it? They're like, I hate Arcade1Up.
yeah.
I
This is-
don't hate them. They just sadden me from time to time.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
With
All
their-
right.
with
So
their
I think we
pricing.
have 43 people in our Time Crisis t-shirt giveaway. Last
we go.
chance to enter. This is a large t-shirt here. Mrs. Congress, press the button where it says draw. Yes. No. Draw. Draw. All right. Win a chicken dinner.
Here we go.
We are going to be sending a t-shirt too. Oh, look. I was in the drawing. Totally rigged. At Games
At Games
Canadian.
Cadians, congratulations.
You got an
You are the
Arcade
winner.
1Up shirt.
Yes,
At
you
Games.
at Games won an Arcade1Up t-shirt. So, I
So-
think that's
So B, like, what in the hell, man? How did you put yourself in the draw?
I did it. I typed into the chat. I said enter hashtag Time Crisis as instructions to add people into this.
My
So-
Wow.
How dare
Wow.
you? How
This
dare
is
you?
like
you
that
saying
time
this was
Jim
rigged or
made himself
something?
Employee of the Month, Robert.
All right, I probably should not have done that, but that's okay. People will say it's
It's
great. At
fine.
least I didn't win. At least I
Yeah.
didn't win. All right, at Games Cadians, please email kongzarest.arcade@gmail.com. I'll put into that into the chat right now so you guys can see that. Can you type in my email address? kongzarest.arcade@gmail.com. Hey. All right. So Fox, what are your plans then? Are you gonna get this when it goes on sale? Are you just boycotting this cabinet completely?
No. It's not a boycott. It's not a religious. I'm not a zealot. I think that this is something that I'm going to definitely get eventually, but the price needs to come down some. I think the big thing for me really is Best Buy and a different retailer. So
How do
if
you
this
keep
thing
getting these these gift cards? That's what I want to
so
know.
when you travel a lot, there are certain perks and
He's a
benefits
hustler.
with hotels and planes and all this stuff. So you can convert some of that stuff into gift cards, which is why because
see what
I'm
you
not
do.
an employee of Arcade1Up, so I can't afford this stuff usually.
We are,
So
me and B are.
you two are totally
Yeah.
you're into it, of course. So yeah, so if it drops $50, $100, it would be even better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it. I think it's definitely worth. I mean, 700 is still kind of a stretch, but I think that I would feel okay spending maybe 650.
Were you a big fan? Because you're a later arcade guy. You
Yes.
love those 90s
Yes.
titles. So were
Yes,
you a
I
big
love
Time
those.
Crisis guy in the arcade?
Yes, absolutely. Love Time Crisis. Love the PlayStation 2 ports. Loved Crisis Zone. With the machine gun. That was so cool. So yeah, I was a big Time Crisis fan.
So I was never a big Time Crisis arcade fan, but I did have Time Crisis 2 and 3 for the PS2 with the gun
Yes.
cons, and
Yes.
love those.
Tons of fun. Absolutely. And I think Justin made an interesting point. He was
Yeah.
talking about the bezel being black. You could definitely, I think you could stretch that out and put a 19-inch in there. I think, you know what I mean? I think you could really put that in there.
So some people are asking,
Would you
Michael,
advise the
who's here?
Unico 19?
Maybe it's 5.4. It's not 4.3. I don't know. I got some issues with
Phoenix
mine.
monitor?
Do you think
So-
the whole picture would show up on it?
It should. I think. I would hope. Well, I mean, minus that
Maybe.
white border.
Maybe.
I mean, I modded my big buck with the Geek Worm that worked pretty decently, but I'm not confident it's going to stick well. So if the stock monitor replacement could work, that could work as well. Mike, who's here, is actually asking me about why Time Crisis 2 isn't on this and the other ones. I think that's some people's complaint that there's not more Time Crisis games on here.
Mhm.
What can you say about that, Mike? What do you know?
Well, Time Crisis 2 was like a dual screen game, wasn't it?
Correct. So that's number one. Could they have done the link thing that they did with Fast and Furious? You think
That's
that
what I asked early on, and I was told no. I don't know exactly the details, but I don't know if that link technology necessarily belongs to Arcade1Up, or maybe that is something Raw Thrills developed. So that's something I don't know either. Or you've also got to remember that not all Arcade1Up products are created equal. Even though Fast and the Furious came out like months and months ago, Fast and the Furious might have been developed after Time Crisis, especially if you go back to the Gamefly leak. This might have been ready to go for like a year and a half, just waiting for them to have the right launch window.
Yeah, and so the official system for Time Crisis 2 was System 23. So that is a step up from this particular cabinet. And then the link play would have been different. And then having 2 Time Crisis cabinets, I do remember playing Time Crisis 2 more than Time Crisis 1, honestly. In my art, that's like my biggest nostalgia for Time Crisis. But that would have been hard to pull up a dual screen thing. It would have been cool, but but Fox, the link play, it wasn't there kind of skipping, and it wasn't that synced up as well.
You know,
right?
only with the Wi-Fi. If you do it wirelessly, it wasn't great. But once you got past that, once you actually physically linked them, it was actually pretty. It was pretty smooth, buddy. It could have. I mean, this could have been first of all, only a crazy person would buy 2 cabs. That's insane. But if you are that crazy, like I was, I don't know. I could have really gotten into Time Crisis 2 having 2 cabinets. That would have been that would have been sick.
Let's save you some embarrassment, because you didn't technically buy it. You bought it with your illicit Best Buy gift cards that you got through
they were earned with Sky Miles.
He showed a little nipple and he got some Best Buy money. So.
You do what
you're telling me a good-looking guy like you gets all these Best Buy gift cards and you're not a gigolo? Don't believe it.
I think that's when your career is fading. If you're being paid with gift cards, Mike.
Oh.
All
I'm about to draw.
Very
I once
cool,
was.
Very cool. All right. I think there was a comment in here that I wanted to share. Dr. Freeman was asking, do we already know they will be dropping the price? No, there's no guarantees for cabs dropping in price, even though I think that's the desire. And history has told us that many of their cabinets have gone on sale, but like T2 and Buck Hunter. But there are some things that have never gone on sale, right? I think
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious has not dropped in price yet. It's been out for several months as well. So there's no guarantee that it's going to drop in price. So it's not like we're saying you got to get it now if you want it, but it's really up to you. Like, we're not going to tell you to buy it now. If you really want it and you want to pick it up, great. If you want to wait and see, that's okay for you. There could be a chance that it never drops in price. Who knows? But
yeah, like nothing's for sure. So I mean, if this is something you're not happy with the price, don't buy it. And then you can wait. Hopefully it goes on sale. And then if it doesn't reach a price that you're happy with, no big deal. You didn't lose anything because you weren't happy with the price anyways.
I think we can realistically expect a $100 price drop.
Exactly.
I would hopefully before Christmas, but maybe definitely for sure after Christmas, after the holidays. I think maybe they'll try to keep that price point up until Christmas. So.
Yeah, do Shop People exclusives eventually make it to other sites?
Yes.
Like,
sometimes.
I've seen that historically happen. Like the Shin 2 eventually ended up like at Walmart, right? Or something like that.
But was it Walmart selling it?
Yes.
Okay.
They weren't actually selling it. But I think MVC 2 was originally an exclusive, right? Temporarily for a short period of time.
Best Buy.
Well, that was Best Buy. Okay. Trying to think of the other Hippo exclusives.
I think the Star Wars that came out, the new one, that's a Shop Hippo exclusive.
Well, if for a time, that's a good point. So that was for a time, but then that was available from other retailers eventually after about a month-ish, I think.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Awesome. Well, look at this. I just want to bring out a couple of quick super chats. PD7 with the 199 super chat that says, great review, B. You did a great job with TC. Thank you so much, PD7. In fact, any other content creators in that review, in the description, I linked a lot of B-roll and pictures, which I haven't used yet. So if other people want to make their own content using like review footage, I've added that. I really want this single review cabinet to be available for other folks to make content off of if you want to. I want to get other people's opinions off of it. Mike is saying no. Don't set a bad
No.
precedent for
I'm
this.
saying,
But
I'm saying,
what I
I'm saying
wanna
it's
do.
great. I'm saying it's great. I think you should send the content out because that's the only way I'm going to watch your content. If other people make
Yes.
videos using it.
You asshole. I hate you, Mikey. I hate you. And next we have Spider-Man 2021. Come over here, man. Spider-Man 2021 has been hanging out. This is other Mike.
This is a
Mike,
live
say hello to
super chat.
Mike.
That's going to be like a first.
That's
a
sick.
live super
Come hang
chat.
out with me for a little bit, all right? Yeah, it's a live super chat, all right? So talk to the people. Like, what do you think? What do you think about everything?
Oh, this is great. It's great that B keeps doing this. I know we did it last year, and then now
Yeah,
you're
so you
doing it
came out
again.
last year
I
for the
did.
sale. Was that a fun time?
It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
It was a little busier.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I
But
mean, I
it
would have
doesn't
loved
matter.
to have like done some sort of like sale community event. I hope that Arcade1Up could do something like that again for like not only Red Cross but other charities. But I think it's just a feel good event, right? Just you're buying something, you get a good deal. Somebody else gets some money to like support a good cause for it, and everybody walks away happy. Like there was very little negatives except for the what is it? The forms, right? Some people didn't eventually get their product, but overall I thought it was more positive. But thanks, man. I appreciate the $10 super chat. That's my
course.
beer. So
Spider-Man,
Cheers.
don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. So our
What's up?
next community event is actually going to be at Fox's house. Fox, you're going to put your personal home information.
Yeah,
in
let
the
me just
chat
put
here
that
now.
in the chat for sure. Yeah, exactly. And then we'll have to move again. That's
that's
awesome.
what we do on YouTube. We just dox each other all the time.
I,
So.
yeah, I get
Yeah. So
That's what we do.
Travis
Help me
MCP
get-
is here.
it. Jurassic Park. I have to have Jurassic Park and Lost World
A
Sega.
Jurassic Park shooter.
Yes.
You like that
Yeah.
game?
Oh, I
need
love
it.
Jurassic
I
Park
need it.
Shooter.
That's a
Yeah.
That would be so good. Yeah.
But it would be $8.49.
With the Lost World. The
Son
Lost
of a-
World, the Sega. That'd be cool.
Damn it.
Lost World. I love that game. It's a Sega Model 3 game.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So if we got Lost World, that game, we would eventually get Star Wars Trilogy. So
Yep.
if that ever happens,
yeah.
that would open up the door. So that's kind of like one of the fun things when you see like the level of chipset and the arcade system that opens up a library. System 22 opened up a library of several different games. If and I hope when we get Sega Model 2, my goodness, the library for Sega Model 2 is so good. That's gonna give us House of the Dead. It's gonna give us Daytona. It's gonna give us Virtual Cop. Like just those three titles alone are amazing. But there's also other really good Sega Model 2 games, a ton of racing games that like open up. Sega Model 2, I think, is the one. If
Is
we could run
Sega Rally
on
Model
this
2?
SBC chipset, that would be amazing. I think so. The Sega Rally 1 is on Sega Model 2
Yeah.
as well, for sure. So, it's
So
a good
yeah,
one.
guys,
So
I
if we
can't
get
wait
there,
for that. And
then
they're
we
all
can
going
get
to
the
come
Sega
in at
Model 3.
$9.49.
Oh God, not again. Damn it.
Develop-
$9.49 for Star Wars Trilogy. I'd
Yes.
probably pay that. Son of a.
Honestly, like say for example, they ever did a Star Wars arcade, right? It'd
Okay.
be one game, and
One game,
That's an
that's fine.
expensive license because you're doubling up Disney
Oh yeah.
and you're doubling up Sega. That
Oh, yeah.
more than likely they would have to amortize that license over the just the one release. That
Sure.
would be an expensive
Sure.
cab. You're talking like $800.
It would be, but I think
But
we've
they
said
already
this on
did it,
other
right?
streams.
They already made it Sega. I mean,
if you do an
Sega
XL
Star Wars.
cabinet though,
They did.
So they know how to do it.
if you do this in the XL form factor, it'd be an easier pill to swallow for sure.
Yeah, well, that's what I said too.
Yeah.
If Time Crisis came out at $749 or even $799, but it was XL and had a 19-inch screen, I think the community would have been like totally fine. Don't
That
care.
was the rumor,
That's
and that was some of our speculation when we saw that $799 price tag. I was hoping, maybe even assuming that it was an XL form factor, which kind of would have made some sense, you know.
All right. So it looks like there's a conversation in the chat about Shop People being exclusive, but this is an international release. So there are other vendors and retailers outside of the US. Like I know our friend in Australia already has one on the way, Big Reese's. So
Yep.
hopefully you'll see some other actual people having it in hand.
No,
soon.
B,
But
you
yeah,
said
for-
you said his channel name wrong. It's Big Greasy.
That's
Big
not his-
Greasy? Oh, my bad.
Big Greasy.
My bad. Big
It's not
Greasy.
his-
All right, Jason Alien
Oh,
saying
God.
Shop People has released tabs to RC Wiley as
Incredibly
well, but there's no
racist.
guarantee for that. So I think they've gone to RC Wiley and Walmart eventually at some point. Right.
Mikey, real quick before I take off here. I'm sorry, I should have worn my Arcade1Up shirt for you.
Ah,
And second, And second, just keep rolling.
What?
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate that. All right, so Mike, thanks so much for hanging out. We have a couple other folks that have been coming out. I didn't expect a huge turnout, but I really appreciate people like you coming out to make this more fun. This is just enjoyable for me to just share this hobby with people in the community. So if you're in SoCal, oh, Mrs. Conduras, you have a face. What's wrong with this? What are we drinking?
What did you do to her, this woman?
Oh, it's a sour.
Oh,
It's delicious. I love sour beer. Like what's wrong with it? It tastes delicious.
no, that's
No?
not good. That's not good.
No,
It's a
not
bad
fun?
combination.
Bad combination. All right, another quick 9. It is. Whoa, what is this? I don't recognize the payment thing. It's 99 something. Y'all think Arcade1Up would ever make a Galaxy Force 2? Thank you, Franco Chan, for the super chat there.
I need to know what the publisher is, but I think that would be ancillary game or auxiliary game. I don't think that they would be able to get retailers to pick that one
I
up.
think that's Sega.
Yeah, so
And,
Galaxy
yeah.
Force is a fun shooter, but it's one of those. I think it's like a railgun shooter as well, where it's like a standard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's a fun
yeah,
game
yeah,
though.
it
I
is.
like that game. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate that. This might be my first super chat from this currency. 99. I don't know what that is. So I'll have to look that up later. Thank you so much. All right. Where are we at with everything? Maybe Philippines, right? That could be pesos. Who knows? Any place with beer present is fun. I'm already starting to get a little bit.
That's
faded here,
Philippine
but-
peso, B.
Philippine.
Philippine pesos. All right. Thank you so much. Appreciated that. All right. We need a Donkey Kong. Huh. Do you ever think we'll see something like this? People
So-
that what are some more dream cabs you think you'd like to
Oh.
see from Arcade1Up?
Dream cabs that are never going to happen. If we're going to talk about Donkey Kong.
That's one of them. Yeah.
Realistically?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I
this
mean,
is like
I'm just gonna
maybe
say
some
things
games
because
of
you've
the
already seen the potential roadmap, Mike. We got to be able to.
I
get
can't.
something
yeah,
like it.
I
You can
can't
just
say.
divulge that right now, of course.
Speculate, man.
so,
Speculate, man.
I'll give you a dream cab. I don't know if it's going to happen, but like there was a lot of scuttlebutt about them doing Arcade1Up doing a WrestleFest, and I think a lot of people in the community would want it. But I've done several videos on this. WrestleFest would have major changes in terms of the wrestlers that were involved. So I'll ask the question: do you still want it? Do you still want a WrestleFest if it's not arcade accurate? Because otherwise they can't make it. It's not going to happen
What is
unless
Arcade
some of the wrestlers come out. So
Well, WWF turned into WWE, and there's a couple of wrestlers that
It's
were
about
present in
5
that
or
game
6.
that wouldn't be in the game and would have to be replaced because
Like-
of licensing, the different issues that they've had. So it wouldn't be true to the original arcade cabinet.
but
So-
they could do cool stuff with it, like put it online so we could play like a Royal Rumble together. It's not going to be arcade accurate. And like
What if they replaced those people with like cool AAA wrestlers though? Like, what if you had more modern wrestlers? in
oh,
that
you mean
sport?
AAA wrestlers? You mean like real banger wrestlers? That's what you're
Banger
insinuating?
Yeah,
wrestlers.
bangers.
Yeah.
They did that a couple years ago. Here's a good example, and I brought this up on my video. They re-released WrestleFest. They made a modernized version on the Xbox a couple years later, and they put in modern wrestlers so you could play as like John Cena, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker. And honestly, people hated it. So I don't know
Wow.
if that's an answer either.
Golly.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. People are saying Smash TV. Do you think this is still something that you would get? Is this still something that would be on your list?
Oh yeah, 100%. Even though like I'm not actively, I'm mostly looking for XLs, but if they did a 3/4 Robotron, 100%. I actually looked at a what are they called? Cabaret Robotron that was available here in Canada a couple days ago. I almost bought that. So yeah, I would 100%. If they made a 3/4 Robotron, I'd be first in line at the store to pick it up, as long as it wasn't $8.49.
Yeah.
You want to punch out?
Punch Out. Punch Out is
No.
it's a Nintendo game. You wouldn't like to see a Punch Out? No?
Punch Out Arcade sucks, man. I don't know why everybody likes
You don't
it.
like the 3D frame of
no,
the guy?
if
No?
I'm gonna play Punch Out, I want to play the NES game.
It was so much better on
Ah.
NES. Same
Yeah.
thing with Contra. Contra was better on NES.
Oh,
Correct?
I like
Correct,
that.
Mundo.
Super Punch Out was always my jam. That was like my number one.
Well, that was good.
My
Yeah.
number one. Yeah. WrestleMania. Do you like WrestleMania? Did you like WrestleMania? I liked it with Doink.
WrestleMania would be a really cool cab for them to make. They've already got a
Uh-huh.
great relationship with
Midway?
Midway WB. But the only problem is it'd be one game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And for folks in the wrestling world community, absolutely. RIP Bray Wyatt. That totally sucked to see. Anytime you see somebody in the community.
It's actually a rough week for not just Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is a nightmare, but actually WWE Hall of Famer Bob Barker died today. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
Bob Barker
99.
died, and Terry Funk earlier the week. So rough week.
Yeah. Tough week. Wow. Yeah.
No,
Not the Price is Right Bob
Bob
Barker.
Barker.
Wrestling Bob Barker? I don't know the Bob Barker.
Oh my god.
No, Price is Right. Bob Barker is wrestling Bob Barker.
Is it?
Yeah, Bob Barker
he
died
was a-
today.
He was part of wrestling?
Yeah, he did some stuff, and I think they put him in the Hall of Fame. I'm almost 100% sure.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So people might not remember Terry Funk, the wrestler, because he was out of WWF by the time it got really popular. But you would remember him from the movie Over the Top, the greatest movie of all time. He played one of the bodyguards for the rich father-in-law.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Bob Barker from Happy Gilmore. That's my favorite.
He beat him up. He beat him down.
Spider-Man saying, all right, we're putting a pitch in for Jurassic Park Shooter. I mean, it was a good one. There's the classic version plus Lost World. Those are fun gun titles. I really hope, because it's interesting, all three gun titles that they've done have had some sort of like unique gun feature.
Mechanic,
right?
yeah.
But there's so many gun games that just use the regular Suzo Hap light gun that didn't have any recoil. It was like standard for so many light guns where there wasn't any mechanical feature to it. So, I mean, I think there's a ton they could do with that standard light gun, Maximum Force, Area 51, the virtual cop guns, like all those like standard Hap. Like I see that gun in a ton of light games. Police Trainer. Oh my goodness, I would love a Police Trainer.
Lethal Enforcers. I mean, that would be
Lethal
fun.
Enforcers.
So
There could be so many just like those gun games they can do. And then people won't be complaining about the recoil features and things. It would just be arcade accurate because it's just a light gun. And the Hap light gun is very iconic and classic. So I'm hoping we can see some of those coming out pretty soon too. All right. We're getting close to 2 hours for this, having fun. There's some other people that are going to be hanging out playing. So I'm going to be getting some more drink later on. Thank you guys for joining. I think that was fun to have you guys here.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah. Did you want to talk to any more folks? I wonder if I could just get some randos to come play and see what they think.
Tell them that there's a party in room 316.
And 316? Yeah. Should I ask them if they've ever heard of P-dubs before?
Yes, actually, that's what we should.
That would be the number one question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard of P-Dubs Arcade?
I'm gonna sick Mrs. Fong to us to see if she can ask some random people. You want to go ask some random people if they want to try Time Crisis out before we try? Maybe these guys right here. Yeah.
Just go up to them and say, "Hey guys, do you want to have a good time?"
Don't say that. Don't phrase it that way. That's the wrong. He's Canadian. He doesn't understand. Don't.
Yeah. Okay. Go recruit people.
You're red face, Mike.
Oh, I see somebody. I see a friend. Hi,
Hello, friend.
Yeah, I have a friend here that's coming by to say hi. But let me see if I can go hustle for some people. You guys talk amongst yourselves while I go find people.
Sounds good. We'll be here.
Okay.
There's Time Crisis.
Yeah. So now,
Mike,
now the B's gone. What would you rate his coverage of this Time Crisis cab? I'd give him a solid
horrible.
C minus.
No, it's really been bad. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think a C minus could be a little too much. I think this is far below average. D, but that's
do you
up from his usual F. So
yeah, that's true. Do you feel that it's been too much? Like he's really been spamming the content?
I think
out
it's
from
been
it?
a little bit too much. I think he should have just not done that at all. In fact, he should have not even taken the cab. He should have just rejected it completely.
Or he should have said he rejected it.
Lie. And say you reject it, and then do a skit where you just throw it on the ground or something.
I found a friend.
Hey,
my friend
hey,
Cindy. All right. So Cindy is here, hanging out, checking out Time Crisis. Do you remember? You love arcade games, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So what's your favorite arcade game of all time?
I went classics.
Okay.
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
Miss Pac-Man.
Okay.
We got a company
Sonic
for
the
you.
Hedgehog.
Was Sonic in the arcades though?
Not in
just-
the arcade.
oh, okay, like console
you're
games.
just
You're a Sega
listing
girl.
me. You're making me list random things.
Well, they
You're
almost
putting her on the
made a
spot,
Sonic
B.
the Hedgehog
Yeah, I'm on
arcade
the
one
spot.
up.
Oh yeah, there was gonna be. Okay, so
Yeah.
do you remember playing like a shooter cabinet like Time Crisis? Does
Yeah,
this
of
ring a bell?
course. Yeah,
you
Time
remember
Crisis
playing it?
is great. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna have Cindy try it out and play it. So come over here.
Okay.
We're gonna have you play Time Crisis, which is the main game on the cabinet. So in order to, you gotta stand back a little bit, further back. This is the pedal. You gotta shoot this arrow right here. So shoot. You have to pull it all the way back.
Philippine pesos, baby.
I saw that. Yeah, 566 Philippine pesos.
There you go. That's the good.
You're going far.
Actually, let's calibrate the gun.
So do you think this is just a little unfair because this is the only or like the second new cabinet this year? Unfair meaning like the hyper scrutiny.
No, I think the reason so many people are upset at the price, I could say all day is like I don't know why they expected it to be cheaper, but they've been waiting. They've been waiting all year for a new title,
something.
right? Like something, and like Time Crisis was the really the cart in front of the horse. We were all waiting for Time Crisis to come out, so it finally got announced. And everybody was like, "Finally, a new game!" And then they saw the price, and they were like, "Oh my god!" So that's why I think some of the irritation is built too. There hasn't been a lot of other new offerings.
If you look at the price of Fast and Furious, which was an entirely new cabinet, it was only $5.99
with the Hollywood license.
With the Hollywood license, exceptions had to be made. We know all that's well documented. But maybe that's some of the misconception as far as the community is concerned. The price point, actually $5.99 was pretty cheap when you consider what we had seen in the past. And they had just rolled out the deluxe cabinets for $4.99, which is a pleasant surprise. It really was. The deluxe legacies, pleasant surprise there. The brand new form factor of the driving deluxe being only $5.99. Maybe that was sort of leading up to. That's some of the reasons why people were so shocked by the $749.
B, you want to say something?
Yeah. So Cindy's trying it. She's like, I suck at the game. No, you're just, you got to step on the pedal to shoot. Yeah. The kickback. I'll have her talk about the kickback recoil in just a little bit. At Game Stadium says, thanks for the stream. You'll wear the shirt at TGC. That's awesome. We'll get to meet at Game Stadium there. $10 super chat from Jason Lil Alien. Thank you so much. It's nice work today, Kongs and Mrs. Kongs. Great things for the community. 566 Philippine pesos, baby. Thank you so much for that. So I think I want to go back to folks that maybe didn't join the beginning of the stream that, I had this vision of really trying to make this as community centric as possible. Like this is the unofficial Arcade1Up stream. Just wanted to do this. I had plans to do this with or without Arcade1Up really helping out. The only thing that they really helped out for the cabinet was providing the cabinet itself. So they did provide this for review. And then this
these in bullet time
was also paid for by Arcade1Up. So am I slow-mo right now? Am I slow motioning?
You're coming back online. You're getting closer. Yeah.
Is it bad? Is the Wi-Fi bad?
We can hear you okay.
The Wi-Fi
video
was bad. I apologize. The Wi-Fi in here isn't that great. Okay. Video is a little bit rough. All right, Cindy. You ready? All right, you're ready to share your thoughts? Come back and share your thoughts. Come talk to me. Come talk to the people. All right, what did you think?
I thought it was great.
You think
I was surprised actually because of the kickback. Yeah.
Do you remember that recoil?
Yeah, that's like best part about Time Crisis is that it has
recoil.
Yeah. And then I'm surprised that it comes with a pedal.
Yeah. Okay.
Are we usually supposed to stand so far back?
You can get closer to it. Yeah. So she's saying because she was bad at aiming.
Yeah.
She's like, can I get closer to this? I think you can be up to maybe 2 feet away. The border here, the way the light gun works is that it has to register that white border in order for you to see it. So if the camera's too close, it won't see the border. So as long as the border is seen, that's one of the ways that a mod for Gunfire R is actually putting like a fisheye lens here. That's one way to actually get this to be closer. So put a fisheye lens so it's wider to see. So that's one of the cool things.
So now I'm gonna ask because now I'm remembering things.
Yeah.
I played Time Crisis 3.
Okay.
Not 1.
Yeah.
So is that just me? Okay, now that's the next question. Right? Are they gonna come out with more?
So all the other future Time Crisis, this was a one-player game. but the
Right.
other ones were 2 players.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
had multiple screens.
Right.
So in order for that to happen in the home arcade market, you'd have to have 2 cabinets, right? And then you'd have to do some sort of link up cabinet play.
Right.
So from the home arcade market, I think it would be difficult to pull off Time Crisis 2 or 3, but it is something that people remember, like the double player Time Crisis game cabinet. It did come out for PlayStation 2, but it was split screen, and split screen on this monitor would be really tough. It would be really, really tough to play split screen for that. And then it wouldn't be arcade accurate, right? So it's just one of the things where people are like, can it be done? Yes, but are you going to sacrifice the arcade authenticity to play split screen or something else? So yeah, that's it. But there's other games on here. Did you ever play Point Blank back in the day? Yeah? You want to try Point Blank out?
You have Point Blank?
Yeah, no, it's on here. So this game comes with 4 different games on here. So it also comes with Point Blank. All right, she's going to play some Point Blank. All right. So now you got to shoot. You don't need the pedal for this one. Shoot that, and then it's gonna
I love seeing people like check out Arcade1Up for the first time. They're like, "What is it? Is it a curio cabinet? No, it's an arcade machine.
It's an actual arcade
They're
machine.
multi-cades, right? People don't know. There's more than one game. There's 4 games on here. Yeah.
So Mike Hawkhurts is in the chat saying, "Hey guys, look at the listing for Big Buck Hunter on Shop Hippo. Are they really selling the peasant versions?"
What do you think?
The picture I think is I don't know what's going
No,
on. with the
there
picture.
is. It looks like there is peasant versions of Big Buck Hunter that are
And
going
it's
to be available.
it's
at Walmart.
priced at $5.99. That's not correct. No, that's not correct.
No.
Yeah, let me go back to the first page. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so
does
it's
it
a
feel better?
picture of a
Or
it's a
not?
picture of a
It's less
peasant version,
funky,
but the price
it's easier
is
to pull
off.
back.
They're also listing the NBA Jam with a wall sign for $7.88. So some of the pricing is a little funky, for sure, but I don't think that that's not accurate.
Well, I will tell you that Big Buck Hunter is going to be $7.99 Canadian for the deluxe unit. So, how much is it going to be American?
I thought the price was $6.99. Hold on, let me
Okay,
go back to so $5.99. It also says it's 5 feet tall, but it's shown without a riser.
Yeah, weird.
Let me go to that's weird. Let me go to Best Buy and we'll check that there and see for a price comparison.
Oh, and Jerry D, if you're there, you cannot focus on this part enough. If I turn on my Golden Tee now, I didn't listen to Fox and I over tightened my screws putting the new monitor in. And I also, yeah, I think that's what it is. So I actually be very careful when you put the new monitor into the metal shell that Arcade1Up, their screens go into. Do not over tighten those screws. Like you will, especially on one side, you will affect the backlighting.
And Mike, going back to the deluxe Buck Hunter, I misspoke. I think I said $6.99. It's $5.99. It's $5.99. $5.99 is the real price. So what's going on in Shop Hippo? They're just showing the wrong picture, I think.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Dual screen front and back monitors. I don't know if we'll ever see that. That would be interesting. All right, $5 super chat from Josh McKinney says, "Am I the only one bothered that you have to pull out the pedal so far to play comfortably? What do you think about like being able to have options for the pedal?" Come back over here.
So I'll just really quickly, you don't have to pull out, but there are consequences.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike. Yes. It's just giving you options. You can play it closer, right? Okay, so I just had her play Point Blank for the first time, and I modded the trigger. So tell me what you think honestly about my trigger mod. Do you like it? Or all right.
Well, it doesn't feel like the original game.
Okay.
But there is something off now
Yeah.
that you mention it,
Okay.
because in Point Blank it makes you want to you
have
need
to
to
shoot
hit
fast.
it. You have to shoot faster.
Yeah. So that's the problem with the stop, right?
Yeah, it's
When you pull it
too-
fast, you can't shoot as fast because you're
Yeah.
manually pulling it back. So
You just
the
can't pull it
reason
fast,
why
Mike.
This exists is
You
that
Well,
so you're manually creating the recoil. In the original game,
Right.
it was just pulling it, and it would
the jokes write themselves.
You manually have to pull it back, which is like
so harder.
exactly. It's harder to pull. But what I did with, I just dropped the gun, by the way. Hopefully it survives. But come here. All right. So, but with this blue gun, I shortened the trigger length so that you can actually initiate the recoil softer, but it's not as loud. So
Yeah.
it doesn't feel as satisfying, but it is louder. What are you laughing at? Did I say something? What's wrong?
Well, I mean, sometimes if you don't pull it back harder, it's not as satisfying. I agree.
If you don't pull it back hard and fast enough, it's definitely not as satisfying. Yeah. So,
Good
but you like the
it's good
better?
to know.
Yeah, it feels better. But I can't, right? Like I
Yeah.
can't push this hard.
So
'cause
she
I'm
likes.
a-
Yeah.
I'm a girl. I
Doesn't
don't
matter
feel
if you're a
like,
girl. I think
I
it's
feel like it's not fast.
it's not fast enough. You can't
This
pull
is
it
the
fast enough. You can't.
No, I
You can't pull
it
fast
trigger.
enough.
No, I
Greatest
Oh my
stream
god,
ever.
I'm gonna get canceled today. Faster, harder.
Faster,
harder.
harder. Pull it. Yeah. You gotta shoot it. You know what can you do? It's honest feedback. So, all right. Thanks for the feedback. Appreciate it. All right. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. All right. Cindy's a good friend of
She's
mine. So
awesome.
she came out to hang out. All right. So I mean, so for people, it's hard to explain that the trigger solenoid. Like I've tried to explain it as much as I can, but you won't actually get it until you try it. And for people that can try it for the next 2 months before they get it, it really changes your perception of the guns. Like the first time I saw a video, I was like, sweet, there's a sliding recoil. But the tension it takes to pull it back, it's not natural. I can say that much. It's just like the tension to like the harder you pull back, the louder it gets. But it's like me, it's all you versus it being done by the game itself. And so from a performance standpoint, either turn off the recoil or do the mod that I did. But if you just want that thunk to have some nostalgia, the original stock one is more than fine. All
Makes
right.
sense.
First test. All right, Rights Retro Kate, thank you so much for the 279 Canadian super chat. It says Mike is a bearded Uncle Buck with those jokes. You just like to entertain people. I can't wait till we hang out again in Cleveland. That'll be
I know, I'm
super
so
fun.
excited.
It's gonna be so
Yeah.
much fun.
Super fun. All right. No virtual high fives here. Happy to give any high fives for people that are here. High five. There you go. Here.
Boom! There it is, delivered.
Nice.
Testing it out. All right. I think we're having some fun here. All right. I think I'm going to close out shop for right now and let some people play, talk to some folks here. But Fox, any last things, any final thoughts about Time Crisis? I know you made a video of my video that Mike watched. Yeah. What other thoughts do you got?
I think it's this is just one of the few cabs that are going to be new this year. It's going to get a lot of scrutiny because of that. The price is a factor, but I think at the end of the day, this is one of the best looking cabs they've ever made. And it's a game that has actually really been highly anticipated from the community. So give it some time. Price comes down. I think this is probably going to sell pretty well.
Yeah. So another thing I want to say about this, not so much Time Crisis, I really like what you're doing here, B. The idea of being able to take cabs, especially before they actually come out for sale, bring them out in the community and let people test them out. I think it's just such a cool concept. I hope Arcade1Up continues doing that.
Yes.
Not necessarily with you, because I'd like to see it with a more interesting content creator, but like...
What an ass.
But no, I think you're doing an amazing job with this, and I hope they keep this up. I think it's a great opportunity to let people go out and play them and get some excitement around the product before it goes out. So good job on that.
It does seem like an obvious thing, but yeah, they need to really follow your example, B. This is exactly what they should be doing. On all the coasts in the middle of the country, just get them out there, get them in the hands of the people,
So this is my plea for Arcade1Up. If you happen to be watching this at any point in time, right, that this does become a model where community launch parties, outside of this shitty content creator that Mike is saying, I would want this to go to other places in the Midwest, on the East Coast, in Kentucky, in Canada, ship one cab to a couple of different people or to locations that we can set up. And even this location, Smog City Brewery in Torrance, like they love it. There's so many places that would love to just house, something that would bring extra business to them. So there's like no cost. There's kind of like a win-win to do something. And again, for 2 months now, people will be able to try it before they buy it. And if we could get more of these around the country, I really hope we can do more of these community events. I wanted to start a movement, people. I didn't want to just be the one that kind of kept it. So sorry, Mike, if that is an expectation now for getting a review copy of putting it out in the community. I'll challenge anybody else that gets a review copy for any product in our home arcade space. Find a way to share it.
You son of a bitch.
I know. So Pac-Man XL, oh man. Anything that you get, Fox, moving forward, you're AVP when it happens eventually.
I've already got a location picked out, baby. Let's do it.
Sure, we can get other people to test it out. So a call out to everybody else that you got to put in some work. So thank you all so much for joining the stream. I appreciate it. and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.